What up? 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 Nig.
Man,
Surely I quit.
bro, you just quitting? Cause I quit.
No, I've been quitting. I've been quitting a little bit for the longest time, but nobody wants to listen.
Yeah, that's true though. I mean, some of the stuff you talked about on the show, you literally resigned. You know,
Bruh.
But people would just continue.
People just don't want to be listening. I mean,
Yeah.
at least they don't listen and they keep paying me though.
That's true.
It'd be one thing if they didn't listen. They was like, "Oh no, you said you quit." And
Right.
when it's payday comes, I'm like, "The fuck?
Check. No, you quit.
Yeah. No, right. At least that's not the case.
Work.
At least that's not the case.
I'm just saying. But I mean, even with other things like your trip planning, how many times have you had to quit that?
Listen to me
people
clearly,
got the understanding that
they still don't get it. And damn, I can't say what I wanted to say. But what I said.
What up, Babo?
Yo, damn, I can't say what I want to say. But oh shit, look, I'll be right back.
How's everybody doing this morning? Today for me has been a mixed bag. Actually, this week has been a mixed bag. But that's like all my week, right? It's funny because right before we got on air, I was telling SBJ that coincidentally I finally found one of my favorite cups. And this pretty much described my week. I don't know how well you can see it in the camera. That light might be reflected off it. But that says Bitter Old Timer. And then when you turn it around here, it says, I need more money and power and less crap from you people. And that sums up pretty much my morning, my week, this month. Most of fall right now and all of the year. All right. That's what sums it up. We're going to get into some of it. As y'all can see the title, Why Are We Dumb? Now, I don't know what SBJ has planned. I never do, because that way he gets a genuine response from me. And to be sure, the we part does include us, I'm sure.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jason? But also,
what up?
It's definitely everybody else too. It's like it's as a species, like what the fuck? Fabo says 5.5 miles jogged and logged, and now it's time to shake down some flea markets. That sounds like a fun fucking Saturday.
Facts.
And it's a nice day today too, partly sunny. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, it was damn near like almost hot out there this morning.
Right. This week, a couple days this week has made it up to 80.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is the quote unquote Indian summer thing above, I guess. But I'll take it. I'm not mad at it.
Thanks.
And even to be truthful, when it was a little cooler, like in the 70s, some shit, maybe 68, 69, some shit like that. I mean, I could just wear a hoodie and I was good outside. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Chrissy?
Hey.
I was just good outside. But anything that's hotter than that or colder than that, well,
not a fan.
Specifically colder. Not a fan.
Well, yeah.
Not a fan. Not at all.
Bang. Okay. All right. Where we at? There we go. Why are we so dumb?
So I guess
why are we so dumb?
That I should get into our intro.
Yeah.
Me.
What up, Randall?
What up, Randall? Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ.
You.
And I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective.
Facts.
Facts indeed. Now, I want to thank all of you joining us for another morning of shenanigans. Pretty sure there'll be plenty of shenanigans to have for all. But of course, as you know, as per our new-ish format, we go into the stories for the day before we get into our personal hells.
Nigga. Right.
Chrissy, 60s and 70s all year would be best for you. There's a couple of places in the world that had that.
Shut up.
Like Medellin has.
Shut up. Oh, goodness. All right. So
we are living in the age of dumb, Jonathan. These are facts.
Bruh.
Not put on albums. These are facts.
This idiocracy out this bitch.
Jeez.
So why are we dumb? So I had seen shut up. This is less of a like a news story type thing, and it's more like a culture thing.
Yeah, well, that's it's news.
Everything. Yeah.
Look, what I have discovered is tweets are news.
Right.
You know, like everything is news now. All right, Betty.
All right. So I don't even know how to go into this. So motherfuckers are wilding. I watched Tim likes to call him my cousin, the FID signifier.
Oh yeah.
I watched a video of him, and
wow, me either. It's been a while.
I seen one that had said, "Stop falling for rage bait," and my initial reaction, because I was going to watch the video anyway, but my initial reaction was, "Fuck you."
Don't tell me what the
nigga, because here's the thing, and here's what I've always maintained. I feel like, well, obviously he wasn't. I don't fucking know him. He wasn't talking to me. Right. But whenever someone says something like that to me, I always take that as them insulting my intelligence.
Because, well, hold up. To be fair, they are, but not just you alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they don't know you've met them, so they're going to assume that your reactions, you're going to be as susceptible for the reasons people put that shit up there as everybody else. What they don't realize is you're not.
No, I know what the fuck is happening.
Right.
That's like, even when we talk about some of these cultural things on here, we talk about them in a very specific way.
Exactly.
So like, we always make sure like that's a good as good a time as any to throw in your anecdotal evidence, because no, this is not my experience. Never seen this shit. This shit might just be made up for social media purposes. But the problem with the discernment,
we're the ones that should be watching that, because it's going to give a commentary about it that's going to have some sort of meaning and substance.
Right. And the thing that I sometimes don't like about him in his videos is sometimes and this is everybody's false for this. Sometimes he's too close to these situations to be able to talk about them objectively.
Like all of us have a topic subject. It's one of the reasons why certain topics I don't talk about on the show, because there are certain topics that I am I am inherently biased about, to a point where it's not helpful for the discussion.
Correct.
You know?
So one of his takeaways from the whole rage bait thing was it's not real. And here's the problem with that.
Mhm.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
Just because you're rage baiting does not mean you're making it up.
Facts.
It means that you might be exposing something that generally people in good faith would not be exposing,
right?
Because you're craving.
Yeah, facts.
Like, because
you're an opportunist, you're using that,
bruh,
but that doesn't mean that didn't happen. Those things didn't
right?
happen.
Because
to be clear, this is content creation on social media.
Mm-hmm.
All of it revolves around the attraction of people through titles, keywords, and topics where people will. If you think I'm joking, go look this up, because there are YouTube channels that specialize in this. Motherfuckers will go to the Google trending shit, find what topics are fucking trending, and do videos on them, because they're trying to maximize the effect of having as many people as possible engage with their content. Why? Because money comes with that.
Absolutely. So he just left that bit of nuance out.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. But anyway.
I don't like that.
I mean, I'm just saying, one of the things, I think the first, because he put a few different creators and explained how they're participating in rage baiting and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. The first person he was talking about was a woman who was kind of like in this rocky, toxic ass on and off again relationship with her husband.
Right.
And they got like 7 kids or something like that. Apparently she's really big on the socials. And I'm like, is some of it dramatized? Likely.
How long has she been doing it?
I don't know. I ain't never heard of before.
That has a lot to do. Like, for instance, so the channel, the most successful channel I ever had was the Rational Warrior channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it got to like a little over 16,000 subs. When I first started that channel, I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And this is long before a lot of the benefits that come with having a big channel. It's a lot before that, right? I was just using the channel to vent about certain shit. And it just happened that a particular subject, atheism, that I was venting about, there were other people that were interested in hearing that sort of shit. And then other YouTubers who had bigger followings than me shared my shit or talked about my shit on their channels and stuff. But it wasn't initially for that. Now that's why I asked when she started the channel. Because,
right.
You know, I had basically 2 channels were my initial channels, and they were way before the whole 1,000,000 sub, 100,000 sub, even. Like, nah, it wasn't that type of party going on YouTube. Sometimes people just use their shit to vent.
Facts. So anyway, I say all that to say there's a list going around. And this list is a list of places. All right, so this big-ish creator, it was actually a guy. A lot of people, but you know how that goes. A lot of people are once the first person says or puts something out, everybody takes it, and you get it. The some of the captions on this particular photo going around are absolutely not what happened.
It's not.
A guy,
and people are using it, certain, especially a lot of men, using it to try to apply to all women,
right?
And it's stupid. It's fucking.
So what happened? What happened, nigga? So what happened? What happened initially is a relatively big creator. He was on TikTok Live, and he had asked his followers, for places that women refuse to go on a date for a first date, and they he basically put them together. I don't think they're ranked per se, but he basically put them together in a list.
Yeah.
All right. So let me get into this article. There is a first date list that has been circulating the internet and causing major rifts as people argue over its substance. The viral first date list is a semi-anonymous list of 28 places that women absolutely refuse to go to on a first date. And after taking social media by storm, it jumped to radio DJs and celebrities discussing it. Before we get deep into how the internet is talking about this first date list, let's take a look at the actual list itself. I'm going to skip that. We're going to get to the list itself later. The list is causing war out in the streets. Let me start by saying there are some valid points. I personally believe, again, I'm going to skip all that because we're going to focus on the list itself. I have to admit how hilarious it is to see so many innocent brains dragged into the mud for this.
There are no innocent
well, shut up. So this list has certain people asking, is there any acceptable location for a first date? Stephen A. Smith asked a question that is on everyone's mind after seeing this list. He said, well, damn, where can we go? Ladies, what is an acceptable first date? Sentiment shared by Stephen A. Smith and millions of others was also echoed on The Breakfast Club. They discussed the list at length and actually agreed with some of them. Blah, blah, blah. What seems lost on these talking heads is what dating looks like outside of cities. Sure, if you live in a medium to large city, then choosing one of these restaurants might seem lazy for a first date because there are endless options. But what about the countless small towns from coast to coast where the only restaurant within 30 miles is one of the restaurants on this list? In those cases, the list says it's both a place that women refuse to go on a first date and a long drive. So you should just not date at all if you're from a small town. The first date list is making things too difficult. The two that really kills me. Let me see. That brings me to my final talking point. We need to make this a dating challenge before it's too late. I encourage any singles out there to take this article and go forth into the world and try all 28 on a first date. Well, first of all, I think I like the idea. It's not practical. You can't go on 28 first dates with the same
You can only
unless
you can only go on one first date with
someone. No, technically you could do several of the things on this list.
But they wouldn't all be first dates,
right?
Because that's how numbers work,
right?
Right? They wouldn't all be
see how it goes. Report back here when you're done, or email me. I'm fairly confident you'll be married before you get through all 20. Oh, I kind of get. So, I think the point that he's trying to make is, go to these places.
Right.
Like if you happen, pick one of the places and make that the first date, and then continue to go on. Like as long as the dates continue to go well, continue to go on the dates from this list with that person.
Right.
I think that's the point he's trying to make. For what it's worth, I got curious and asked ChatGPT what are the best places to go for a first date.
Why?
Ladies, if you agree with the viral first date list, then I've got some bad news for you. The first date suggested by ChatGPT was a cafe or coffee. After that, however, there were some decent options like a botanical garden, cooking class, comedy club, winery, live music venue / concert. I could spend time explaining why each of those options could prove to be a horrible choice, but I won't. Okay.
Hey, here's an idea whose time may have come. Me and my wife did it for 15 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before we went on our first date, we spent about 2 to 3 weeks just talking on the phone, getting to know each other.
Right.
So that by the time we went on our first date, we had a sense of who each other were.
Well, you're also 90.
That's beside the point. At that time,
it's not.
At that time, I was not 90.
That's what I'm saying, though.
At that time, I was 70. So the reality, that's what I'm saying is, Like, basically,
and you robbing the cradle because
people keep People
No.
keep jumping the gun, right? People keep jumping the fucking gun. All right. And leaping into certain situations without getting to know the person. And just even a general, like, because in 3 weeks, you're not going to learn everything about the person, but you can get a vibe.
Sure.
From somebody, the stuff that y'all talk about, things you like to do, blah, blah, blah. And there's ways to strategically ask questions about each other and all this other shit that you pick up all kinds of data if you're paying attention. Now, I know all situations can't be that way, but I strongly suggest you actually get, because this should not be this hard. And a lot of this is only hard because social media and the way people choose and tend to have an opinion on every fucking thing they see. That's what makes it harder than what it actually is. Have fucking fun. Eat some food.
Wait. God damn it. All right, so to be fair, I have long ago actually started hearing people say that they absolutely, and not just women, this isn't a woman thing. Long ago, like probably when I was in my 20s, I started hearing this, that movies aren't a good first date. They don't,
I've heard that.
People don't like going to the movies on the first date. But here's the thing. Here's the thing though. When you, the problem and the difference between that and this is when you're in that situation, you can actually have a conversation. See, the more options you give monkeys, the worse everything is. That's not just about decision making. That's about everything. So if someone has said to you, I don't really think the movie, regardless of whether you were trying to date them or whatever, or just random conversation, I don't think movies are you can actually have an entire conversation about that. And by the end of that conversation, you can understand where they're coming from.
Exactly.
When you have a list of 28 places, there's no legitimate conversation.
No conversation at all.
There's no legitimate conversation to be had, especially when the people who are starting the conversation are not the people that agree with the list.
Right.
So, all right. So let's get to this. Oh, so I've seen people that I know personally.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people whose content I trust.
Mm-hmm.
Agree with a lot of these, a lot of the things on this list. Now,
I've seen some agree with 2, 3, places like taking somebody to your family house.
Yes, that's ridiculous. All right, let's get into the list. So, the list is Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, Your House, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie night, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar just for drinks, Waffle House, sports events. All right. Like, let's be fucking for real quick. Mm-hmm. We just talked about movies. The reason that I've been given, and I kind of agree, why movies aren't a good first date is you can't. The point of going to the movies is to not talk.
Yeah, but this might be a generational thing too.
Yes, nigga.
For me, it was never we just going to the movies and then we going home. Like that's
right.
That's not movies. Go to dinner, y'all discuss the movie, talk about.
Here's the thing.
Here's
the counter to that, because that's what I used to say. That was always my response in the people that I was talking to about this. The counter to that is a time thing. And maybe it is generational, but wanting to maximize the time. So that time that we were in the movies, for instance, if we were going to go to the movies and go get something to eat, right? Mm-hmm. We could have gone to get something to eat and then went for a walk in the park or some shit.
That's cool.
That's cool. And I think that's not I think, this is what I've been told.
Right.
Is the counter to that, because it's like time is time. Time is fleeting.
And that, like I said, that has to do too with the microwave society we find ourselves in, where everything is. But like I said, back when I first started dating and stuff, look, I'm a results oriented person. I've never had that been something that stopped things from progressing forward. It's never happened for me, but that's anecdotal. Maybe there are other people out there that have these experiences where it didn't go well. But like, I can't.
But see, I don't think the argument is it didn't go well. I think the argument is the idea is, for a lot of women, I don't want to be in this dark, intimate situation.
And that's fine. I get that. I understand.
Yeah, I think, like, I don't want to be in this dark, intimate situation. Some of you guys are
creeps, and I get
for 2 hours, nigga.
You're creepy as fuck. Right? And I say I never had that issue, so that's probably right. Me, it never was. But some of you motherfuckers is creepy as shit.
That's facts.
That could be a very creepy situation right there in the
That's
job.
Facts.
As sit next to this motherfucker you don't know and shit.
Yeah, right. Another one. Listen, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but anybody who is up in arms at the idea of your house not being a good place for a first date,
bruh,
you're being ridiculous.
You are.
You're being ridiculous.
No, you man.
Right? Like, what the? You're now again. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it happens.
Yes, it
happens. But for you to be up in arms at the idea that somebody wouldn't want to do this, that's kind of crazy.
Okay, so let me give you an example. Real life example. First date me and my wife went to. She came into Baltimore. She was living out in Laurel. Drove down to Baltimore. We went to this restaurant called the Yabba Pot in Baltimore. I had never heard of, never been there. One of them bohemian joints with the beef and this and the beef and that. Piece of fucking chicken with chicken with wood stuff.
Chicken.
Yes, chicken, right? And we had a good time. We talked, but mind you, we had already been communicating with each other on a regular basis for the last 3 weeks. Right. So we had plenty of conversation for each other, plenty of stuff already to talk about and laugh about and kiki and this, that, and the third about. And we went to a couple of places, and then we went back to my apartment. We stayed there long. We sat there, we talked, we just did another thing. But again, this was after getting to know her for almost a month.
Yeah.
All right. This was not her going over somebody's house that she was walking down the street. Somebody said, "Hey, yo, let me get them digits." And then he called, and then they decided to go hang out. And the first time they hung out, they end up at her place. Nah, that's not what happened there.
Right. Let me see. Okay. Again, I've never personally seen this happen, but I guess it's possible. But again, you should not be up in arms if somebody
doesn't want
to they don't want to go to church for the first date. Like, that's kind of weird, bro.
It's weird, bro. I don't care what nobody. It's weird.
That's kind of weird, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, what are you talking? Like, what?
I'm sure
it don't even make sense. I'm sure. Like, we're not even supposed to be talking. Like, again, we're not even supposed to be talking right now. Yeah. We're supposed to be paying attention. All right, okay. Let me see. Family functions. That's kind of weird.
Also, don't know what's to be gleaned from that. Like,
what is the purpose? Like, what is the benefit? Like, why specifically that?
Yeah. You learning about the person from that.
Right. Another thing that you shouldn't be up in arms that this is on this list. Family functions. Like, no, I don't like people. So my first date, I don't want to be around a bunch of, like, I already don't know you that well.
Facts.
I don't want to be around a bunch of people that I don't know at all, and in a situation where I'm going to have to interact with them.
And also even more so than interact specifically, let's nail down on what that interaction is. This motherfucker's gonna be asking me questions. Bro. The only person that need to be asking me questions is you. not
Facts.
them. I don't know
Facts.
them yet. I don't know you yet. I'm not trying to get involved in none of that. I don't want nobody to see my motherfucking face until we have established that this is something that's going to be lasting for a while. And then, yeah, it makes sense that you introduce to your family. I would suggest all women, if you have, and men too, somebody you meet, y'all getting really, really good, and this is going great. Introduce to the family. Your peoples need to put eyes on this motherfucker because you don't know what can happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't know what can happen.
Absolutely.
But I don't want your Uncle Jeb fucking questioning me about some shit.
Uncle Jeb, nigga.
Look, listen, look, I know it sounds weird, right? But the reality of the situation, and believe me, I don't have a chip on my shoulder most of the time. Like, it's usually in my pocket. But
that's kind of
but there's no greater way for me to pull it out of my pocket and put it on my shoulder than putting me in a situation where a bunch of motherfuckers feel like they got to get musty because they want to act like they're the protector in the family for a nigga that they don't know. I'm not that nigga to try that shit.
Correct.
I'm telling you right now.
I hate that
not
shit.
Me. Don't try that shit with me because I don't know her like that. in a situation like that, I don't know her like that. And as far as I'm concerned, since I don't know her like that, I definitely don't know you. You just a nigga on the street trying to talk crazy. And if you talk crazy, you're going outside. So all that, rather than put myself in that situation, nah,
it's crazy.
Who would do this?
Right. It's crazy. All right. Let me see. So this one goes along with your house thing, movie night, because either y'all at your house or her house, and again. No, like that. Again, it happens.
Specifically, Netflix and shit.
Yes, Netflix. It says movie night parentheses. I'm sorry, movie night open paren Netflix, comma Hulu, comma etc. close paren. Yeah. So nigga, no, y'all would still be at one of your houses. That's generally. I'm not even gonna call it a no, right? Because again, it happens. But that's not something you can be mad at.
For somebody saying,
I don't want to do this on the first date.
I think I like your approach with what you're saying here. What you're basically saying is, I'm not going to discount that this shit happens. It works out fine.
Right. Absolutely.
But what you're basically saying is, but when somebody says, nah, this ain't it,
you can't react crazy.
You should be getting salty.
It's not unreasonable.
It's not unreasonable.
For somebody, what up, Loss? It's not unreasonable for somebody to be like, you know what? I'm not really comfortable.
With.
Yeah, like what? Come on.
Then all of a sudden, you on social media making a video talking about how
bruh. So, let me see. Now, somewhere that requires a long drive. This depends because
you learn a lot from a long drive.
If you're both. Yeah, but also, I don't know this motherfucker.
That's true.
Where's this motherfucker taking me? Why are we still driving?
There needs to be some transparency on that shit.
Right. Now,
we're going to go somewhere. It's a surprise. You jokey. It's a surprise.
Yo. Nah. So it's like, yeah, that one depends. Because, like, if y'all both driving separately, clearly you have to tell the other person where you're going. So that's a little more understandable. It's a little more acceptable. It's a little more reasonable.
Separately on a long drive.
All right. So for instance, neither the two people I'm going to talk about is Chrissy and the last girl that I was dealing with. And here's the thing. Full transparency. Neither of those are conventional. I just met somebody and now we're dead. Right. No, I knew both of these motherfuckers well before this happened. But for instance, the first date I went on with the girl I used to deal with, I don't know if you remember the restaurant Bennigan's.
I remember Bennigan's.
There was only one Bennigan's left, I think, on the entire Eastern Seaboard. And it's like an hour away from here. Mm-hmm. And she really wanted to go to Bennigan's.
Oh, well.
Hey, listen.
It is what it is.
So we went to Bennigan's. Like,
yeah.
That's a long drive.
I just want to get people back into the idea of this shit is supposed to be fun. And I think what's going on is that people have other reasons why they're going on these things. Some of y'all hungry.
That's
and
funny.
want some dinner.
That's funny. It's actually hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for the reasons that I feel like if you're trying to truly create a new relationship with somebody, or get to know them to see if that y'all both got some similar things that could function in a relationship. Some of y'all not doing this for those reasons. Some of y'all are doing it to brag to your friends about what you would. Like, a lot of that shit is just cornball. Like, just to me, to the old guy over here.
Right.
That shit's kind of corny. Like, try to like the person. Am I being unreasonable?
No. Listen, no, you're not being unreasonable. That should be a prerequisite, but niggas skip prerequisite every day, dude. I don't know what to say. All right, another one that I don't imagine this actually happens. But I don't know.
Right.
But it is not unreasonable for you to ask somebody this and them to say no. Going to a nightclub on the first date. Here's the thing. I personally have never even approached a woman or anything close to resembling approaching a woman at a nightclub, because that's kind of like, that's not really my scene.
Yeah, I don't go to nightclubs,
bruh.
Yeah.
So like,
well,
I
as a young,
yes, this is an assumption. This is an assumption, but this ain't really my scene. I'm only here because my homeboy or somebody wanted to come. So I'm probably not gonna try to pick somebody up that's in the same place. Yeah, like
my friends was going, so I'm going. There's some women in here. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go where the women is. But if it wasn't a thing of my friends was going, I'm not showing up there.
Correct.
Like a fucking bar fly.
Yeah, nah.
That's it. I'm not doing
it. That's all the way dead. And the last one that I think is ridiculous to complain about is sporting events. Now, outside of the darkness, this kind of has the same effect of the movie. Like, talking isn't really a thing. Like, you can have sparse conversation here and there, but if you're trying to have any conversation with some sort of continuity, it doesn't really behoove you to go to a sporting event. Like,
yeah, like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of talking at a football and a baseball game.
Yeah, but it's different.
It's different. It's not.
It's not getting to know you talk.
Where'd you go to college?
Right. You're not really having that conversation at the football game. Like, that's generally not happening. All right. So now let's talk about.
But I do caution people with this too. In a country where the divorce rate is where it is here, none of you really know shit about this shit for real. And you need to chill with this authority thing that y'all putting on some of this, because y'all divorced a lot over here.
So all right. So yes, some of them I agree. However, I think this, not because of how it's been presented, but because of the actual truth of it, I think this list is different. Because again, this, if assuming that the creator was telling the truth,
right?
This list came from people. You always gotta throw that caveat out there. But like, this isn't one of those normal things where like one person just makes some shit up.
No, and I agree. If this came from a bunch of people just tossing ideas out there, I still don't see where it's all that useful. But
no, absolutely not. I think some of it is absolutely ridiculous, right?
The title, like, and that was my point about just society-wise. There's a lot of divorce happening. A lot of divorce going on over this motherfucker. It's like, I'm not really going to be taking all this romantic advice from you motherfuckers out there.
Stupid. You stupid. I mean, listen, it's a good argument. All right, so now I'm about to say what I'm about to say with the caveat of, if you personally don't like a place, like a specific place,
Yeah.
that's fine.
That's valid.
There's nothing wrong with.
That's valid.
I personally don't really like Applebee's. So
no, you don't.
yeah. So if somebody's like, let's go to Applebee's, I don't give a fuck if it's the first date, the 275th date, a friend date, a fucking family get together. I'm probably gonna be like, can we pick something else?
That's not right.
Yeah, because I don't.
I mean, I've been to Applebee's a couple of times.
I'm not a. I'm just not really a fan. So
I love Cheesecake Factory. I don't know what the fuck.
Nigga, here's the thing.
I love Cheesecake Factory.
So
let's talk about
again, personal preference aside.
Yes.
Like specifically not liking this restaurant.
Right.
Here's the things on this list that don't make sense to me, especially because, like I mentioned earlier, they could be bundled with a walk in the park or this or that. Like there are other things you can do in addition to this thing.
And by the way, what me and SPJ should have done, but we did not do because we were busy on some other shit. We found so many places here in Maryland that are picturesque and beautiful. And we was on our photography shit. Right?
Facts.
There is a bunch of places that you probably never even heard of. All it takes is you take a little bit of research.
That's
and I'm telling you, them environments are fire. If y'all can't spark something up, conversation there, y'all not meant to be in like motherfuckers are fire.
Facts. All right. So again, with the caveat of if you specifically don't like this place, then obviously you wouldn't want to go there ever. There's nothing to do. Right. Put that to the side. So these ones seem a little bit ridiculous to me. I ain't gonna hold you. Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, Buffalo Wild Wings, Red Lobster, IHOP, Denny's.
They tried to shit on Red Lobster.
Starbucks. Starbucks, coffee dates in general, ice cream dates in general, bowling.
So yeah, that wouldn't be for me, but that's
right. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't like bowling, then it doesn't make sense for you to go on any date.
That's still a good date.
But that's a good first date. Like, you can literally.
Yo, come on, bro. It's lit.
Bro, like, come on now.
What? Bro. Some of y'all don't got no game. Some of y'all don't got no game, yo.
Nigga.
No game.
So there's still a couple on here that I skipped. And let's talk about those.
Let's.
Any fast food chain. Here's the thing. This is not me. Listen, this is not me poor shaming or anything like that. Like, at all. But here's the thing. I kind of feel like, don't you know how, like I said, you can go to dinner and then you can go do something? I kind of feel like the only time is really acceptable for a first. I still don't feel like. What up, McKenna? I don't even know if I don't know if I believe what I'm about to say, but I'm about to say it. I feel like the only time it would be even close to acceptable to going to a fast food place on the first date is if you're doing that after you do whatever you did. Like, not even before. Like, oh, such and such and such and such. Damn, I'm hungry. I can rip. Like, you have a specific craving.
Has anybody ever had a date where it was on their lunch break from their job?
But here's the thing, bro. I still don't. I'm still not going to McDonald's in that situation. I'm not going. Yo, I'll go. Yo, all right. So hold up. Wait. Can we agree that there are places that are technically fast food, but they aren't what? Yeah. So like Chipotle, right? McDonald's is when I see fast food chain, I think McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, like.
That's funny. I think McDowell's, but I guess that's from the movie.
Oh my God. So, like, Law said, I got married during my lunch break. That's kind of amazing. I ain't even gonna hold you.
It is amazing.
But the fast food I'm talking about is the super quick, super bad for you, super cheap places. I ain't talking about the like second tier of fast food places. The second tier, I'm fine. Like if like I've again the girl I was talking about earlier, I've been on a Chipotle date with her, because we had it was a work day and we had breaks. Yeah.
Hey,
So
yeah, but then too, the caveat, this is also first dates, right?
Right.
So that I'm sure that has something to do with
but also here's the thing. What the fuck is wrong with a coffee date? What's wrong with an ice cream date?
Nothing. Yo, so
even if you don't drink coffee, a coffee date is still fine.
Yo, so Starbucks fast food?
Technically, but it's not. I wouldn't put it in that list of fast food. Yeah, I wouldn't put it in that list. So like, what's the other one? A buffet. Listen, all right. I'm not against buffets in general. In general,
but
I kind of feel like that's kind of crazy. Again, unless I feel so. Put it like this: when I was in my teens, we went to buffets for dates. Like when I was in my teens,
horns. I remember.
Golden Corral, bruh. Golden Corral. What was the other one? Cactus Willie's. What was the other one? Old Country Buffet.
I've never gone to Old Country Buffet, but them other ones, yeah,
bruh.
Like I said, a couple of them, we were double dates. My homeboy, the girl, he was, and the girl on the date. Yeah,
facts. But again,
we had fun.
Yeah,
talk shit.
Yeah, but again, I want to make clear. This was when I was a child. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. But when I became a man,
your ass.
I put away childish things. That's just me. That's my opinion. I'm not. Listen, again, I'm not poor shaming. Whatever. Actually, I don't even know if that's considered poor shaming these days because I think this buffet is expensive as fuck now.
Yeah.
So let me see.
It also depends if that buffet has a sneeze guard. Because see, here's the
absolutely
quality of
nigga. Facts.
Bro.
I don't know, bro. I just feel like I saw this video and I wasn't even gonna bring it up, but this is a fucking topic now. I had seen this video and there was this woman talking about something about a date, something, first date, because why would you it was something about she was talking to men and she was saying, men, be careful about something with a woman. This is a sign that this is not going to work or that she's using you. And why be careful because you don't want to go on the first date and then be out $300. And I'm like, hold up. Listen to me clearly. I have paid for a significant other to go on vacation. I have paid for a bunch of shit that ends up being a nice little chunk of change. I have and will never spend $300 on the first date.
Imagine spending $300 on the first date.
I'm not doing that.
Imagine that.
That's just not happening ever.
So like
I don't.
Here's the thing, guys. You have choices,
bruh.
You have choices, and by the way, the same thing I tell women, the same thing I tell guys. Don't let the other side shame you into doing some shit you don't feel comfortable with.
Correct.
Just because you think there's a bunch of women out there, the girl gonna go and tell her homegirls, he did it. I don't give a fuck. If you don't feel comfortable with that shit, you the one that got to limit yourself.
Correct.
It's that simple. Women tell you the same thing.
Fact.
The exact same thing. You don't feel comfortable with that shit, don't do it.
Shouldn't
because at the end of the day, your preference matters.
Right.
You're on this date too. You're the other half of this date.
Facts. Nigga, I'm not in the $300 first date tax bracket.
Nah, nigga.
I'm not. I can't speak for other niggas' pockets.
I sold albums and still ain't. So listen,
nigga, I make a nice little piece of change. I ain't in I ain't in the $300 first date tax bracket. I'm not. I can't speak for other people, but I'm just saying, ain't no way in the world.
For, you know what I'm
saying? Bruh, act your wage.
Act your wage. Hey,
act your wage.
Act your wage, man.
Because here's my thing, right? The argument, matter of fact, I was watching a podcast and they were talking about this. And of course, it was a man and a woman, and the woman was like, yeah, no, I agree with a lot of this. And I was shocked, actually, because I listened to them quite often, and I did not expect to hear it out of her mouth. Yeah. And he was like, ladies, all of you who agree and subscribe to, yep,
exactly.
He was like, yo, ladies, all of you who agree and subscribe to the majority of this list, I have another place that you should be going to. He said the hospital, so you can freeze your eggs because you're not gonna. I'm like, yo, man, what are you doing?
Yo, man was out of pocket, yo. Man was out of
man, what are you doing?
Out of line.
What are you doing? But yeah, Rachel. Now, to be clear, I don't feel that Rachel was being ridiculous, but I was definitely surprised because her argument was, I'm really fine with any of those places that when it's not a first date. So my counter argument to that is that doesn't make sense, because from my perspective, I could be thinking the same way that you're thinking, and now we're both being counterproductive, because I could be thinking, I don't want to do the expensive thing on the first date, because what if that sets a precedent and now she has an expectation that every single time we step out the house, bro.
Yeah, I can't.
Like, so that's kind of, bro, that's kind of wild to me. Like, I'm not, no, yet.
Yeah, nada.
Hapana, no, not milch. Like, ain't no way. I don't know, bro. It's the most ridiculous part about this.
I've done that too, Lost. I don't know if it was the first date though.
Not what's the movie dates were good. Got a chance to walk the aisles and talk. If there are facts. But again, not a first date.
No,
not a first date. But yeah, no, absolutely. So the worst part about that goddamn list is that it spawned another list.
Of course it did, because these things are very potent and fertile.
Nigga. Group of men make a list of the kinds of women
I think I saw this list, and
you should never take on a date. And I hate you all. Let's talk about it. I don't know if talk about it is the right word. Anyway,
go ahead.
So it's a list of 21. And here's the thing, right? So I be wanting to believe that some of these are jokes, but then I listen. Yo, I hate you so much. I swear, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. No, I saw what you put in the chat. I hate you so much. So, here's the list of women you should never take on a date: single mothers, women with tattoos, women who dress women who dress like this in public, but it doesn't show what this is, so that's not really helpful. I'm guessing the original list came with a photo. 4 sex workers, that includes OnlyFans girls, mattress actresses, strippers, call girls, escorts, Instagram models, bottle girls, etc. 5 women with an IG page. Like, what the fuck? Okay, 6 women with non-ear piercings. 7 women with purple hair or any other unnatural color. 8 women with hoe friends. 9 models who market to men 10, women who travel regularly. 11, women who drink liquor regularly. 12, women with weak/absentee fathers. 13, women who live alone. What? That doesn't even. Anyway, 14,
Bro,
14, 14, women with party voice. I'm not really sure what that means. 15, women on dating apps. 16, women who have been on Fresh and Fit. I might not be mad at that one.
I'm not mad at that either.
17, women with lists. 18, women who have been engaged. 19, divorcees.
Oh, that for a second.
wait, it's almost done. 19, divorcees. 20, American Black women. 21, women raised in the West.
So I'm gonna say this right off the break, because it needed to be said. The motherfucker who put American Black woman on there,
bruh,
eat shit and die.
It's one of those passport bros.
I know it is. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
My mom, my aunts, my sister, my wife, my daughter. Nigga, fuck you.
Facts.
Fuck you.
All facts. Cause what?
Fuck out of here.
Yo, I would say 99.9% of this list is fuck. All right. Not only is it ridiculous, right? But some of it don't even make
some of it makes no sense at all.
There's a different right. So like to say to have all right, so for instance, there are some that are on here that if I'm being objective, I can see an argument, right? So sex workers, I can understand somebody not wanting to date a sex worker. Right. I can see an argument for that one. Single mothers. That don't
mean you should shame somebody that does. Like,
correct. Single mothers, I can see an argument why you wouldn't want to be with somebody that has kids already. Because there are some people
who want they want to have a situation where they're starting
right.
And that's not.
And then on top of that, there are some people that have children that because they already have children don't want any more children.
Facts. So if you want the person in your life to eventually marry to have your child,
right?
You want a biological child. This person already had kids. They don't want that.
Yep.
Now, so I
makes sense.
I can't shame somebody for dude. It's like a woman dating some guy who already got kids. You don't want no more kids.
Right.
She don't have no kids. She's like, well,
hey,
I want to bring something in this world.
He's not eligible.
That's all.
But then you say shit like women with tattoos. Like
I need you
now, but here's the thing. There's a level, right? So if I would be to say that I'm not attracted to someone who has tattoos literally all right.
Yeah, that's different.
That's one thing. But women with any tattoo,
that's ridiculous.
What are we talking? That's kind of wild.
Yo,
that's kind of wild.
It sounds wild to us because we don't travel in them circles. But I'm here to tell you right now, that whole red pill.
Yeah.
Circle,
right.
These things are very common with the statements like that. And
yeah.
I got you motherfuckers. It's funny to watch y'all work. Motherfuckers who I grew up with. I was around at some point in my life. I was around every day in various situations. To see you get on these social media sites and act as if you've always been the paragon of virtue,
bruh,
and that you literally have one of those Quaker buckles on your hat and on your fucking shoes and shit.
That's hilarious.
To see you motherfuckers wax poetic about this respectability bullshit. And this, when I saw you sell drugs out your mama house, I saw you disrespect the women that you was with by messing with other women. I saw you do shit to women that is some of the most disgusting, lowbrow, immoral shit you could possibly do. So when I see you get on this motherfucker here, share lists like this and talk and then have these posts where you running down women, I laugh at your motherfucking ass. I recently saw somebody who I've known for years who, let's just say, was very familiar with the term bitch. I just saw this person try to go at women that call each other. That's my bitch. That
Right.
I saw him do this, knowing what I know about him, and then he had the audacity to say, "I just call him Miss or Mrs." No, nigga, you don't. No, you don't.
I heard you.
I
heard you. I was there.
I was there. I saw you.
Thanks.
You and your other little partner. Talking about we live life, the dogs. That was y'all. That was y'all. So when I see that shit now, I'll be like, that's what we doing?
Right.
That's what we doing.
Right. Yo, this nigga had the audacity to
Mickey Mouse list for real.
This nigga had the audacity to put women with an IG page. What the fuck?
No, listen. Oh,
how is that?
You forgot one. Women with a comb. Listen,
nigga.
Boy, I swear.
Women who choose to breathe. Like what?
Don't mess with women that choose to breathe and women that don't breathe.
Nigga. Like what?
What do you want? What you looking for?
Women who travel regularly. Like
well, when I heard that, I was like,
what are we talking about?
So you can't. So the women. So really, that's the hat you're hanging that shit on. So what?
I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. I'm not sure what's going on.
Women that wear shoes because you gotta keep them barefoot and practice. Is that what? Y'all, yo, these people are relatively young with ideas.
It's funny that you say that. 40s. It's funny you say that. Women who live alone.
That was the funniest shit I ever heard, B.
I'm sorry, what?
So she should be with a husband? She should live with a boyfriend?
I'm so confused.
Well, roommate. Now, most of the complaints I've heard from guys about girls and their friends. You're saying that she can't live on her own. She should live with somebody. I'm assuming you don't mean a husband. I'm assuming you don't mean a boyfriend.
Don't.
So you're talking about one of her girlfriends, Bill. Aren't you always complaining about?
Bro, listen. So even the most ridiculous among these, I can understand why it's on the list, right? This one I don't get.
Right.
What? I don't understand. What is I guess the idea that they're too independent?
Bro, some of these that's the other thing. Me personally, I was looking for a helpmate, looking for somebody in this life to be a partner in this life, right? I was looking for a best friend. I was looking for somebody. I had her back, she has my back. That's it. That's what I was looking for. Some of y'all looking for children,
nigga.
Some of y'all
like what?
Some of the shit that I hear guys say sounds like they trying to raise an adult,
right?
Where
crazy.
When she come home, daddy's home,
right?
Like some of y'all look. I ain't gonna hold you. That mentality is very sus to me.
Absolutely,
it's very sus.
Yeah, I can't argue.
That shit's sus.
Weird.
I want
really weird
ass woman.
Bro,
got a grown ass woman. Like I don't know what the fuck.
That simple.
Yeah, I don't know. Like me, it's very. I heard this before too, and I heard this actually coming out of the mouth of some women, and they were saying that as a critique on these type of people. She said, "There's a lot of men out there who want to keep you controlled. So part of controlling you is you not having your own money."
Right.
Part of controlling you is you not having any say. Now, here's the thing. This may come as a shock to all of you, but I don't know everything. Nor do I know how to do everything. There are certain aspects of my life that didn't lead me down a path to be able to do or have an understanding of certain things, right?
Right.
Didn't. I come from the hood. There were certain things as priorities there. I looked the fuck up. Right? At a certain point in my life, I started to meet people that didn't come from where I came from. And that allowed me to have like these different horizons and go, oh, everybody don't live like this. We're not all doing this, we're not all doing that. And that personality appealed to me because, to be honest, some of the hood affectations that we learned there became less and less appealing to me as I got older. So I started meeting people who didn't come from the hood. Sisters didn't come from the hood, so they didn't have none of that. And I started saying how they handle their motherfucking business. I'm not saying hood chicks handle their business, because hood chicks do handle their business, just in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's different.
But it's just a different way. But I prefer it that way, right? And I don't, me personally, don't get why there are some guys out there that want to be so controlling over every fucking aspect of another human being's life. Something about that is creepy to me.
It's weird. It's really weird.
Weird that you want to be this controlling over another adult.
I don't like it.
Like, if you want another kid, have another kid, B.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, your wife should not be the oldest child in the house.
Facts.
What the fuck is you talking about? Like,
facts.
That's just weird. It's just real weird.
Right.
Real weird. Like, yo, one thing I can guarantee you is this. My wife can handle her fucking self.
Right.
Right. She makes a mistake, she'll own up to it.
Mm-hmm.
She's educated.
Mm-hmm.
College degrees. She knows how to handle her business. Does she make mistakes? What she do? All of us do, right?
Yeah.
But that sort of just woman that has herself together, when I see you guys running from that sort of thing, that's insecurity.
Nigga.
That's nothing but insecurity. Because imagine two people together that kind of had their stuff together. So the things that one lack at the other one, I got you. The things they lack at the other one, I got you.
Right.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Because life going to throw you all kinds of fucking curveballs. You're going to be up one minute, down the next. You're going to be in a relationship with somebody, you got to be prepared for that good shit and for that bad shit. Who you think is more prepared for when the bad shit come and happen to you? The person that you fully controlled and doesn't make too many decisions, important decisions outside of what you say so or say no to, or the person that's independent mind that has their own thoughts and is educated and has lived a life where they had to take care of this shit. Guess what?
Right.
I'm gonna choose that one every
single time.
Every fucking time.
Without question.
Some of y'all, I feel like you intimidated because you ain't that. You don't have it together as well as she does. You intimidated.
All facts.
You scared.
That's exactly what it is. 1000%.
And wife in the first grade and shit. What are we doing?
And this one that I vehemently agree with. Women who have been on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Listen to me clearly.
Watch the whole one of those.
I know what this might mean, and whatever it might mean, I'm not with, but I've seen clips of the women that be on that what used to be, because
that's just out. But see, see, that's the thing. They purposely go and search for this sort of thing so they can try to make this connection between this is how all women are, y'all. We had women right here. We were talking about the same stuff we talking about right here. Like, there's been a few clips I've seen where one woman got out on. I don't know how she snuck in there. I don't know. Like, no, she fucking them up for real. She's in there fucking them up. But most of the clips that I have seen of that shit, and probably purposely, those clips purpose, where they want to take this. It's the same with that list. They want to take that list and say this applies to all women. I've literally seen women in comment sections of this going, what?
Right.
They didn't ask me.
Not I.
Right. I wasn't polled with this, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? But then too, I've also seen this sort of shit, right? With other things that in regards to men, where it's like, really? That's all of us? Because I don't resemble those remarks. But at the same time, because I don't resemble those remarks, I don't really comment on it. You ain't talking to me.
Yeah.
You ain't talking.
I'm not about to be up here fighting and defending those niggas.
No, that sucks for you to have met those guys.
Bruh.
Sucks for you God damn.
I solidified my spot with gorillas, and I don't rock
I
with
don't
those
rock
niggas.
with these niggas.
Not at all. Yeah, I sent the list to Chrissy and to my other homegirl, and here's the thing that you can get out of these things, right? So sending it to my homegirl made me realize that one of the things on there that I didn't see a problem with could absolutely be problematic, and that was the one that's a bar just for drinks for the first date. In my head, I'm like, what's the problem with that? And she was like,
It's
just for drinks.
Right.
She was like, just for drinks. I might now have to want, like, no food involved. I might have to wonder what your intentions are. I said,
yeah.
Right.
You know what? I don't drink, so I yeah.
That makes sense. Like I hadn't considered that, but she's not like she drinks, but she's not a drinker.
Right.
So to her, that might seem a little suspicious. And I'm like, damn.
You take it back to your place.
Right.
Playboy. Huh?
Right. And I didn't consider that. I'm like, oh shit, you're absolutely right.
Trope. You know, it's an old school trope. Let's go have drinks.
Right.
That's an old school trope. But what we have found, some of you young motherfuckers trying to push back. What we have found is a lot of them old school tropes. Predatory as a bitch. That's
nigga.
Like
nigga.
Your great Uncle Charlie used to do and all that shit like that. A lot of that shit predatory as a motherfucker. Here's the thing. Some of you want to conserve all of that shit and say, because you're looking through the lens of nostalgia and you're saying, it was a simpler time back then. No, the fuck it wasn't. Just because people try to take those times, squeeze them and compress them down into these little, it was a simpler time boxes.
Right.
Doesn't mean that those times were any more less complex than today. It's just that when there's power on one end of the equation that the other end of the equation doesn't get the share, and the weight of it, the scale is off. So just because they get in their way doesn't mean the other person appreciates the shit.
Correct.
That's because you're able to get your way because of the power dynamic of how society is at the time. It reminds me of when I worked at the gun place. My boss at the time, Jack Freeze. At that point, he was an older white man, you know, about to get close to retirement. Maybe in a few years, he was been closer to retirement or whatever. He says to me, and this is years ago, y'all. I was like in my fucking early to mid 20s, right? Yeah, man, I just don't understand some of the stuff going on. I mean, everybody used to watch Amos and Andy back in the day, and nobody had a problem with it. No, motherfucker.
Right.
People had a problem with it. They just didn't have a voice.
They couldn't do anything about it.
What up, sis?
What up, sis?
You know what I'm saying? Like they couldn't do it. But I get it because you didn't hear or you wasn't around those people to talk about that shit. Guess what? The reason I know people had a problem with it because they're my family.
Because you were people, right?
Right. I remember my grandfather thought how disgusted he was with that show.
Right.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Just because motherfuckers ain't complaining about it don't mean they ain't have a problem about it. It's just a lot at certain periods of time in history, certain people had voices, other people didn't.
Correct.
That's it.
1000%.
And y'all keep talking about going back to some of that old shit. I got to tell you, even for men, let's just go from the perspective of men. That ain't good for you either.
No,
that shit ain't good for you either. You know, men for the longest time die first, right? Yeah. Why you think a lot of that shit happened? Because there's such a burden put on them the entire time. You must be this. You must do this. You must do this. They working all these hours. Stress has them drinking, smoking, and then because that becomes a archetype of an adult male, it's normalized, and they're doing all of these things to break their bodies down and eventually kill them when they're in their late 50s, early 60s.
Facts. Right? All facts.
That shit ain't good for you either.
Nope.
You should want to make life with your significant other as equitable as possible, because it's not always possible for it to be that. Right?
Correct.
One of y'all gonna make more money. One of y'all gonna be more educated than the other. That sort of shit, right? That shit happens. But a lot of the shit y'all holding on to, wanting to continue that shit into the future, ain't good for you either. It's not.
No, I would argue the vast majority of it.
Yeah.
Because like times change.
That is one of the key elements to it, because the way shit used to be, one person could hold it down with a gig, right? And they could pay for a house, a car, put the kids in college,
right?
All of that shit, right? But
that ain't the case no more.
Times anymore. College is expensive as fuck now,
bruh.
Housing is expensive as fuck now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gonna kill yourself trying to live up to a paradigm that died decades ago, and then you're gonna beat yourself up when you can't live up to it.
Mm-hmm. All facts. It ain't good for nobody involved.
Right.
I hate people. This is.
I just want to say how amazing it is that SBJ's silky vocals in 4K again. Oh, Mike is bad.
That's it. It's no reason for us to keep beating this dead horse. Like y'all
dumb.
Do better, please.
Good luck.
Please. Oh, actually, no. I do have one more part on this. So, Kevin on stage.
Kevin on stage routinely. Listen, let me tell you. Kevin on stage routinely shows you niggas how to act, bro.
Facts.
This is how I know, because one of my sisters, it's an African sister named Afidi. Love Afidi. She loved Kevin on stage. And listen, if you know Afidi like I know Afidi, she don't just be now with today's like the way these guys are. Nah,
yeah.
So like he be on point though. Like I'm trying. Get it? He be getting it.
He barely miss. He barely. He batting a good 900. He batting a good 900. So I do hate that this fucking website fronted on him in the headline. The headline says "Man debunks list of." Hold on, let me read.
Yeah, they ain't say his name.
Man debunks list of places women won't go on first date. I'm mad they fronted on him in the headline. They said his name all throughout the article, right, but
they didn't give him.
They fronted on him in the headline, man. They gotta get that better. They gotta get better with that. After a list of 28 places women said they won't go on the first date went viral, a man shares what, according to him, is the correct way to take a woman on the first date. Kevin on stage posted his video on Twitter, and his post reached over 584,000 views and 1,300 likes by Wednesday afternoon. Kevin starts his video by jokingly saying, "As a person who hasn't been on the first date since Bill Clinton has been in office, let me be the formal excerpt on this subject since I know about dating." He adds that he has been married for almost 20 years. With the original list called Places Women Absolutely Refuse to Go on a First Date displayed behind him, Kevin breaks down the restaurants that women claim they wouldn't go on a first date. These include Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Waffle House, Starbucks, and Olive Garden. The first flaw that Kevin points out on the list is that it presents the opinions of one specific group of women as every woman's point of view. Kevin argues that this does not mean all women don't want to go to these restaurants. Right. She said maybe she doesn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory, but she would go to Starbucks, he posits, before adding, and another person wouldn't want to do a coffee date at all, but another would want to go to the movies. Right. He said Kevin points out that one woman's preferences might not reflect others, saying the truth is you can for sure take an Applebee's woman to Applebee's, but you can't take a non-Applebee's woman to Applebee's. His theory is that it all depends on the individual going on the date. For the right woman, Waffle House might be perfect. Or maybe you meet in the park and feed ducks, and that would be perfect as well. He says, reiterating his expertise, Kevin suggests that people ask their potential matches questions to assess where to take each other on dates. He said, how do you this and he for those that don't know, he's a comedian, so he got to add the humor. He said, how do you feel about apples? How do you feel about bees? How do you feel about Applebee's?
Which SBK was like, so I like apples. Bees.
Not fond of bees.
When you put them together, no.
While Kevin makes several good points, the list is not without its supporters. In fact, one woman recently went viral. Oh, this is what happened. I forgot this part. In FID's video, one of the people he talked about was what kind of sparked this list. Because it was a woman. It was a skit. It was clearly a skit because she has a podcast.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She refused to exit her date's car when she realized he had pulled up at the Cheesecake Factory. And it was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen. And because of that, I didn't actually watch the whole thing because I'm like, there's no reason for me to watch this goddamn video. I watched
somebody doing commentary on it.
Right. That's what I saw. But normally when I see these things, I ain't gonna say normally, but a good portion of the time when I see these things, I'll go and source out the original because I want to get full content.
I was good.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't necessary.
But see, how easy Kev went and just dismantled that entire thing. That's actually the answer. And this is why, like I said, a lot of these people that's doing this shit, you're either just a know nothing goofy in reality, or you're purposely trying to spark enmity between men and women just for clicks on social media. So if you are that sort of an asshole that's doing that sort of shit, like I really pity you in a lot of ways, because that's all you have in your life. That's what you want your life to be known for. But when people think of you, they think of that. That's the connection that you want people to make for you. And that's your legacy. That's what the fuck. Or you're not thinking about legacy. But here's the thing. Whether you think about it or not, it still becomes that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people get to know you for, right? Stoking the bullshit. With the easy answers to this shit. That is the easy answer. This is not rocket science. So
in any way, shape, or form.
Yo, you think this is the other thing that bothers me about that, and that's why the name of the show is apropos. These are the people thinking they're smart.
Nigga.
These are the people thinking they're informed and thinking that they got something they desperately need to share to a world that's missing.
Correct.
These people.
Yeah.
This is a simple answer to this.
Very simple. Very simple.
The fact that you couldn't come up with it either says you are a dumbass, or you are doing this specifically because all you have in your life at this point is trying to get engagement by making
facts, Biddy. Yeah. Like TLDR, your mileage may vary.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
Yeah.
Because people are individual. People have the right to be individuals, and a good portion of people exercise that right.
Yeah. Yo, I like the way you fixed that up.
Because there definitely are sheep that exist. Of course there are.
The bots are out there.
Bruh.
NPCs.
Yes, absolutely they exist, but there's a good portion of people out here who decide to exercise their right to be individuals, and those are the people you want to be around anyway. To be honest,
you do want to be around those people, and also, when at all possible, you find those people that make content, because they're going to give you something from it that's not going to give you a toothache afterwards, right?
Bruh.
Like some of the shit that I know it's titillating, right? And I know when people appeal to the lowest base human responses and reactions, they tend to get rewarded for it, because we are attracted to it. Even the ones of us that don't live like that.
Correct.
It's like looking at a train wreck and shit. And I hate that for us, but I know that's what we are. The numbers don't lie.
No.
Don't lie. For instance, y'all love some of the most toxic, most assholish people. Y'all got any excuses in your mouth to defend somebody saying and doing some of the most assholiest things. I've seen it forever, for real, but I only really started noticing it when I became an adult. I'm like, damn, this person's actually is a bad person.
Yeah, this person's a piece of shit.
Bad person, right? And look at the popularity this person has, because people either are watching the train wreck, or they'll watch it because it appeals to that base part in themselves. And it's not to say that you know I'm super super moral, man, or super. No, I have my flaws and flaws like everybody else. But that's what I tell you. There's a certain line with me about certain shit that I get kind of bougie about. Like, I don't want to listen to that.
Correct.
I don't want to. I don't want to. No, I want to engage in that. That's beneath me.
Yeah.
See, some things are above me now, but this, but this is beneath me. You know what I'm saying? This is
facts. It's stupid. People are stupid. People are smart. A person is smart. People are dumb.
Don't panic. Yeah. The person. Yo, I don't think it was ever said better,
bruh.
In Black,
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, he said it. He said it best. The individual person is smart. People are dumb.
All facts. All right, moving on. Weekend review. Tim.
Yeah, I got you. So, what should I start with? Well, let's just
start at the beginning.
Out the way. The bulk trash fiasco. Those of you that have been following this ever-going saga.
You mean the great bulk trash bash of 2023?
Yes. Those of you who are not new to this show, watching for weeks, months, and years at this point. You heard me in the last few episodes talking about the issue we've had with bulk trash and the lack of efficient communication on scheduling, them charging you money for doing that after 4 pickups.
Right.
And we thought we had a fix. Right? Now, in my opinion, the only reason why this is a fix is because they know they fucked up in that they made things so confusing, people didn't know when to do what, right? So they did this sort of thing they call the fall cleanup Saturdays, where they allow you to, instead of them coming to your house, pick up the bulk like they used to do. Because now they've confused all that up. You can go there and drop the shit off on this day and don't be charged for nothing, just whatever. So the snafu last week was all on us. We got the dates wrong. Today is definitely the day. So get up. During the course of the week, there was other things that were supposed to be added to that list. That was all set up. My son set up a lot of the stuff. You know, I went and searched for more things that we could just get rid of all of this shit. Let's purge, right? Went, got up. First inconvenience of the day. See, there's a U-Haul location right down the street. When you get off my quiet block and you end up on Baltimore Avenue, you just go down a little bit, and right over there on the left, there's a U-Haul spot. Small. This is where we thought we were going to be able to get the U-Haul. Turns out they didn't have any trucks.
So
that means we had to go further. Now, you need to understand some context with this. See, we have a small window of time to get this stuff done. Why? Because my wife does her business stuff today. One of the businesses she has, I don't know if you follow her on social media, she grooms rabbits. It's one of the businesses. She had her first appointment was at 9:00. So we had this window of time between 6:30 roughly to before 9 to get the U-Haul, pack all the shit, take it there, dump it, take the U-Haul back. Bam. Us having to drive further to the U-Haul already put a major dent in the time, but it still was doable. We get to the one place and they say, When she looks on the app, oh, we've moved your thing to this other U-Haul thing. So now we had to go to the other one. That's eating up more time. So we get there, get out the car, and go over to find the U-Haul that's supposed to be ours. When we get over there, the security guard says, hold on. They like for you to go in there first. Get the key. Here's me. I'm supposed to go. Go in there first. We go in there, there's a line. Not a super long line, but the line becomes a long line when you have a limited amount of time, and the people that's working behind the desk are basically taking their time with everybody that's up there.
Thanks.
We get up there, and the first thing the lady says is, "Did you find your U-Haul?" No, because the security guard out there said we had to come in here first. Oh, well, right here it says that your U-Haul has been dispatched already.
Oh,
what?
Well, has it now?
We get that sorted out though, because that was the case. But again, this motherfucker slowed us down, and it might behoove you, people at this particular U-Haul location, to make sure the security guard knows the procedures, before they do shit like that. Right? So
might be a good idea.
Might be a good idea, right?
I can see that being a good idea.
All of this shit took place. We were just out of time. We need to do except for one thing. So my wife has chinchillas.
Oh, y'all got the chinchillas back?
That's the one thing that
okay.
That happened. Right. Now, but more on that later.
Oh,
so this means, well, fuck it, we're gonna have to do it in November, because initially the understanding was they do 2 weekends in October, 2 weekends in November. And then we look and find out there's none for November now.
What? Wait. Wait.
Right. So that means we're gonna wind up paying somebody to haul all that shit off,
bruh.
And
who broke it?
Here's the thing that's crazy. So on the College Park website, it says, "Have no fear," because on regular days that are supposed to be recycle days or bulk trash days, you can bring it here. Here's the problem with that: motherfuckers have lives,
right,
and schedules, and also we cannot continue to rent U-Hauls.
Yeah.
The fuck. So, as I stated, we got the chinchilla. The chinchillas are back. Now, why were the chinchillas gone? Well, for those of you who may be new to the program, don't seem to understand because you haven't watched enough of the episodes. During the course of this summer and a large part of the fall, our HVAC was down, which means the hottest part of the summer, we did not have cool air. And chinchillas, unfortunately, cannot be in environments that go past a certain temperature.
Right.
Or they will, die.
Yeah. They'll experience mild death.
Mild death. These chinchillas are somewhat expensive, so no one's doing that. Right. So in order to preserve their lives, they were taken to the veterinarian spot where my wife manages and also runs her business out of. And there they were for months, chilling. But the HVAC got fixed, finally. So yeah, the temperature in the house is perfect for them. And the goal today was supposed to be after we dump that shit, go down there, we get the chinchillas, the big old cage and all that shit, put it in the U-Haul, take that shit, bring them motherfuckers home. All we got to do today was that. Now chinchilla time. You see, those of you that might be new to the show would not know that we have cats. Oh do we have cats?
Nigga. Cats have you.
Basically, I'm in the house currently. And they are assholes. Every single one. ACAB. All cats are bastards. All of them. And they used to love the chinchilla, but not in the way you think. The chinchilla was simultaneously their greatest wish and their greatest television programming. Because they would sit outside that chinchilla cage and look and wish and wonder and imagine they ever got out. And one time they did, but nothing happened because I think the cats were confused. Of course, there's another side of me that thinks that one of the chinchillas put the beats on them.
That's funny.
Got out there.
That's funny.
Oh, look, we give them these little wooden sticks to chew on. They turn them into these spears. These sharp ass points. They got. Listen.
Okay. All right.
Listen.
All right, nigga.
Whatever the case was, they survived that encounter. But they've been gone for a long time. And now they're back. Surprise, niggas. They're back. And the most outrageous of all of these cats is Superfly. Superfly, who has a history now of climbing in, getting into a hamster cage, pulling the hamster out. And if it had not been for my daughter, said hamster would have been a meal.
Right.
This happened, of course, after the ill-fated standoff between them all and those two chinchilla where they lost.
Right.
So now he has experience. You see, once you can make God bleed.
Oh, God.
Right? So he has been, ever since that cage was put back in this house, with the exception of one window of time where he felt like he must be babied, therefore he went over there and laid on my daughter's lap, petted all of shit. But beside that time, just out there in front of that fucking cage, looking, probably making threats, saying little shit because he's a talkative ass cat. Probably threatening like, yeah, we thought we lost you, but I get a second chance of greatness.
Yikes.
Yeah. So this is something that first thing I did when I came back in the house, because I had to go back out, sweep out the back of the U-Haul, a couple other things I needed to do outside, and prepare for the show. Part of the show outside in the backyard, talking with my new buddy ChatGPT, right? So when I come back in the house, I see him still sitting in front of that cage, anticipating, waiting for something to jump off. First thing I do is go over to both of the cage doors because it's double-decker cage, right? With 2 doors up top, 2 doors bottom. And I check the doors to make sure everything is where it needs to be. Lo and behold.
Behold and lo.
One of those cage doors wasn't right. And if I hadn't came out there and checked it, these chinchillas are bigger than you think. They have a little more than you think. And they move quick like Flash and Quicksilver, right? And they bounce up against them cage walls. And it's happened before where the door wasn't closed all the way and they doing their little thing and the door swings wide open.
Yikes.
And they on some bullshit, super confident. I'm going outside. There are 4 tigers here.
This ain't what you want.
What are you doing? But they didn't give no fucks. And I checked the door, made sure that, I got it back where it was supposed to be. So, yeah, currently we are waiting for the reacclimation of those chinchillas to this house and these cats to those chinchillas.
Right.
And I hope not, but I'm fairly certain I'll have more stories to tell on that end before it's all over and said and done. because as I said, Superfly is grade A ass.
I mean,
Just I thought he would outgrow it because when cats get older, they sleep longer.
We have to understand what the common denominator in all of this is.
What is that?
You.
No, hell no. No. Absolutely not. I
hear you. I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. But I don't know.
Listen. These cats got their own. Now, I will say that Superfly did get spoiled because he resembles JB.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the reason why you don't get a cat to replace a cat. Why? Right? Because you see, just because they look the same doesn't mean they're the same personality. I used to believe that. I used to believe all cats are like mice. They all got the same. You know what I'm saying?
No, nigga.
No, it's not true. And after living with it for 15 years, I can tell you, just because they look the same don't mean they think, act, none of that.
Correct.
They all got their different little personalities, quirks, and all that shit. For instance, I've never in my life seen a cat that even now that they are technically grown-up cat, so I can be picked the fuck up and will stay in your and you try to put them down like, no, I'm here, I'm comfortable here. I think I'm staying here. That's Superfly.
Yeah, I had a couple like that.
It's ass. It is. It really is. He's ass. Like, for instance, I've heard cats say things. You heard me. Say things. Yes. A little catty language.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. And I thought I've heard all of them until Superfly. Listen, we had Zora in here. Zora is probably still to this day the smartest cat to have ever. She's the Reed Richards of cats.
Mm.
She can go whole paragraphs with inflections and everything. This boy, he says two things. You go to the bathroom, close the door. He's outside. You open the door. As soon as you open the door, he's sitting there. You say something to admonish him about some bullshit he's doing. The two rounds. That should have been his name. A little round. Over here.
That wouldn't fit the theme.
Listen, Superfly, I hate that name.
It fits the theme, though.
Doesn't matter. It's too many syllables.
Okay, sure.
Cats work best with two syllables. You know what I'm saying? They did. Even though it was too many syllables with the child, but we made it work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We made it work. You know what I'm saying? But typically, Zora, JB, and like
Makiba.
Makiba is Makiba don't answer her fucking name. And she the oldest cat in here now. She don't answer to her name. Damani didn't answer to her name. Her nickname was Flower.
Yo, that's funny.
Yeah, because she was all white, not because it's Flower. Like Malik called her Flower. Right. Like we answer him to their shit. Now T'Challa answered to his name. It was correct. Right. He's also Siamese, and they are notoriously smart. Like notoriously smart. Look, Vinny said, I can't stand by while you talk bad about cats. Leave them cats alone. You hear me? No, leave me alone. As I have stated on this program numerous times, the old theory about, man, cats don't care about you. They just there, you there, like, feed me, go. I wish that was true. Where them cats at? Where them cats at? These cats are always in your business. I come in the goddamn bedroom.
That is their business.
Damn that.
The cat is their house. You just live in it.
Oh, hell no. They ain't paying no rent. The cat is comfortable on the bed. I walk in the room or somebody walks in the room. Makiba old ass will get up. Her old cancerous ass will get up just to walk over there to say, yo, chill. I'm not here for you. Chill. That's the other thing, too. Knock on wood. Makiba has cancer.
Mm.
You wouldn't know it.
Mm.
I think it's the fear. Fear is a superpower for her. Most of her life. Now, when she was a kitten, she was fearless.
Mm.
Fuck your ass up walking past that couch, and she up under. Fuck your ass up. One of Malik's best friends, Miles, spent the night. Kiba tries to fall asleep on his chest, I guess thinking it's Malik. But the scent probably was off. Miles wakes up and feels the weight of a cat on him. She responds with a two-piece. He wakes up in the morning. His nose got the scratches on it.
No.
We find the story out. There was a time when Makiba was fearless. We've caught Makiba running from my mother-in-law's room with the negligee, dragging it through the house.
Yo.
There was a time Makiba was fearless. But then she disappeared into that garage. We lived over there in Laurel. And we didn't see her. Now, my wife swears it was only a couple of hours. I remember not seeing her for days. That's what I remember. Now, I went in there, found a portal to Narnia. We finally found her and she was shook about everything. If there's a sock on the floor and she sees from a distance, and she's been that sort of a weirdo cat for years now. I don't know what happened. Now, when she first came to us, she was stinky. Something was wrong with her stomach. It's called a stinky Makiba.
Okay.
It was rocking. It wasn't good.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
But they got medicine for that.
Right.
So she found out that wasn't an issue anymore. But now she is the most scaredy, and she's so scared of everything that she'll fuck you up. Try to give her some medicine.
Yikes.
Try to hold her down to do anything. So fear is a superpower, and I think that's what's keeping her alive right now. She literally had, the reason we know she has cancer is because when they did the test, but physically, there was a small moment in time where she was looking kind of crazy, and now, and she old. What's going to wind up happening is that we eventually depart these shores. We're going to because we're not going to be able to get her on no plane. That's not.
Nah, nigga.
It's not happening. But she'll still be here. Some of these other cats won't.
Right.
She'll still be here. And but anyway, now on to some business hurdles. All right.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. So here's the thing. As you guys know, Majestic Comics. Been in business for about a year and a half, some shit like that. We're still growing as a company.
Correct.
Still trying to get the infrastructure to a point where we can handle a bunch of orders, because currently we cannot handle a bunch of orders at one time. Small company.
Right.
And the way we were printing the books, getting the books printed was really the old way of doing things. For small companies, and that was going to specific printers.
Be right back.
Going to specific printers and getting them to print our books. Then when you go to specific printers, they have this is what they do. So there's a bunch of options how the books can look, right, that they offer. But the issue with doing that is when it comes time to scale up, it makes it difficult to do. When you're a small business and you start getting a bunch of orders for books, you have to fulfill all of these orders, and you have people doing double duty, which for us, I am editor-in-chief of the company, and there's a lot of duties that come with being editor-in-chief. I greenlight stories, I chart the direction of the characters in the story arc. I even do a lot of the writing of the stories because, again, we are a small company. I create characters, create concepts, world build, all of these things. And on top of that, because we're a small company, we each have to carry the load for the other, so to speak, for the three owners. So there are times I do some graphic art, even though I'm not great at it, right? But I do come up with designs and shit like that. And then our much more superior artist, Joseph Arnold, takes it from there, right? Even on the other business side of it, I have to take care of some of that stuff as well, making sure that we don't go off budget, making sure that we have enough to take care of our responsibilities. It's a whole.
You ain't Paul Henry Griffin. Damn the budget. My vision is more important.
Oh, hell no. That's not happening. Hell no. He said that because he that wasn't his money. That's company funds. We gotta play that straight. So part of the burden, of course, on my end is when it comes to the books, I ship that. I ship those out. Graydon will ship out t-shirts, hoodies, right? We sell far less t-shirts and hoodies than we do books, right? So, and for the most part, that's cool. It's not like we have 1 million followers coming through buying books and shit. That's not how that's working, at least currently.
Right.
But when you add fulfillment of a Kickstarter where you had well over 300 people support, along with the regular sales, and it becomes kind of arduous. Yeah. That's why I did things certain types of ways to keep things straight, to lessen errors, right? People getting the wrong book, people missing something from their bundle. So I went tier by tier, make things straight, because I got to set shit up on the website and make sure these people once it's up there, it's fine. People just go and they use their codes to their shit, and we just move it. But it's still a lot to do. So one of the things we learned was that print on demand is your friend. It's your friend, because you don't have to hold this stock in your house with your limited real estate there to hold all of that shit. You don't have to ship it yourselves, and they make it when you order it. Mm-hmm. All we have to do is create the story, the artwork, and then we send it into them, and it's supposed to be ready. But the issue is Amazon is a great place to have stuff that you're selling, because it organically gets a bunch of traffic. Everybody uses Amazon, right? But the issue also is that because it offers so many different things, say, for instance, with the printing part, you don't get all of the options for printing books that you get with a company that focuses on that. So the books won't have as much quality. It's still not bad. It's good quality. But the little extras we used to put on shit, like with the extra glossy interiors, when you got your book and you look at the pages and look at the pages, all that shit, they don't offer that there. They also don't do inside art on the inside of the front cover or the inside of the back cover. So that changes the number of pages that we have to worry about. Also in these books, and no matter how many pages you do, there's always going to be a blank page in there. And typically they maybe put the ISBN number on there or some shit like that. But Graydon had a great idea this week. He was like, look, that page right there can be used for autographs. So when you see us at a convention, right, and you got your book, when you book, sign it right there on the spot. You don't got to worry about it on any of the artwork. So I thought that was a great idea from him. Mm-hmm. But the process of getting your book approved on Amazon is a nightmare. One, the specs. Getting the right specs of the pages can be difficult. And then once you get it, let's use my case. It took me all fucking day to get that shit straight, each page. Because I had to redo a lot of stuff, because every company wants the shit formatted different when you send it to them, right? Right. So I had to do all the shit, and then talk to customer service quite a few times when shit wasn't right. Last time I asked them, all right, it's up there. Look at it. It looks really good so far. I said, this is all the pages. Okay. So I can approve this and get a printed proof sent to me. Sure. They sent me the proof. It looks good. It looks good. Notice I didn't say great, because great is when you get from an independent printing company.
Right.
That's all they do. That's when you get but this looks good. This is good for mass distribution. I looked at the book. There was no word bubbles cut off, no art cut off. Exception of the blank pages that are going to be there, because that's part of their printing process.
Right.
This is fine. I'm with it. I hit submit. This is good. Let's roll with it. You have to wait 3 days after that before you see your stuff in the stores, where somebody can literally go on Amazon and put an entropy issue 0, the fulcrum point, and find it.
Right.
I get an email 2 days ago rejecting it, saying some issues with the margins. Wait a minute, hold up.
Oh, goodness.
Because customer service looked at my shit and said it was fine. I have a physical copy print of the book. It's fine. Fuck is you talking about? So the frustration told me, wait a day before you talk to these folks.
Well, duh.
So that's what I decided.
Your old cantankerous ass.
I waited a day, another day. I'm gonna wait till Monday. Fresh eyes, fresh ears, fresh temperament.
Well, I don't know about that one.
Douche.
Oh, my bad.
Then I'm going to contact them again, and we're gonna get this shit straight. Because the good thing about customer service is you can send in a picture of whatever you're talking about to them.
Right.
Look like this is fine. What are you talking about? Release the Kraken. And to that point, as you guys know, Kickstarter fulfillment is going on currently. And we've been getting responses back from people who are getting their stuff, and these are great responses. They love the book, the quality of it. If they got a poster with it, they loving all of the shit, the trade cards. You get a bunch of posts. You know, if you get yours, feel free to post pictures publicly.
Absolutely.
Because that helps the company's brand, mission, and saturation. Right. You get your books, put them in a nice little pretty composition or whatever, shoot the flick with the phone or whatever, do a video, something, because that helps the company brand. Right?
Facts.
And a lot of people have gotten their stuff, depending on what tier. Every tier hasn't been served yet. We haven't got to every tier yet. But those tiers, the digital tiers, and a lot of the printed book tiers, right? These people have gotten their stuff. However, there are much more people who have not. Not for a lack of them not having the thing that they need to get it, but for a lack of them checking their Kickstarter profiles to see the messages with your codes and stuff on there. Some groups, some tiers that people supported for did not include shipping. So yes, you're going to have to pay your shipping costs, but a lot of them did, right? So all you have to do is check your Kickstarter. If you got messages, check the campaign, window, and see the updates. Let's give you instructions, but definitely check your messages. I'll say this again: check your messages, because the new tier that we just started fulfilling this week is the extended version of issue 0 and issue 01. There are 30 backers to that tier. Only 7 of them have come to claim their books. So the other 23 of you, check your Kickstarter. If you don't remember which one you got, go check your Kickstarter messages. And then once you get your stuff, post pictures, videos, tag Majestic Comics. All these things help, because we are a small company and our marketing budget is also small, right?
Right.
Also, there's something to be said about word of mouth, about customers that are happy to get their shit.
Bruh.
Absolutely, Sean. Then I'm supposed to be talking to this other couple of people as well, you know, because it's been some weeks. I need to know what's the update. What are we doing?
Right.
That's the last thing that's out there. Getting the 01 medals, because the issue 0 medals are here, but those other ones are not. So yeah, that's oh, and the other thing is too, I gotta bring this up, and I'm gonna say this a few more times in other social media and everything that, so it won't just be here, but there is a cutoff for when you can claim your stuff. Why? Because I do not want to be doing fulfillment for the next one and still having to do fulfillment for this one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I'm going to put a big enough window for when the fulfillment for the next one is supposed to start. So to give people time to, go get your shit. But after that period of time, you have forfeited that because you obviously didn't care about it.
You just wanted to donate. We appreciate you. But don't get twisted. I'm not gonna leave you in a lurch. We'll give you a big old window of time. We probably won't be fulfilling for issue 2 for like March or April. All right. Right.
We're about to do that Kickstarter in November, right? So that's a big window of time for you to go and check to make sure. But I can't just be having all these books in my house. I can't. And it makes it confuses the fulfillment for the other ones. I'm still doing that. So please check your messages. Let's go on Kickstarter and check your messages.
Help me
help you. The book is awesome. And you supported us. And we want you to have the book. We want you to have the trading cards. We want you to see the back history stuff from Malik and Gray. We want you to have this. We want you to be a part of the Omni. Please get your shit. Please act like you purchased something. So, and that
facts.
Look,
oh God!
Donations of any unwanted books, right? That's all. And that, sir, that's my week.
Oh God!
Yeah,
nigga.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Yeah.
So I know I had talked about first thing is
even when I can hear you.
Very, 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 very small thing. Well, small maybe is the wrong word. Short. My goddaughter's keyboard, piano thingy that I had gotten for her. I had told y'all how she has a keyboarding class that she's taking, and in order to help her get better, even though she's getting A's in that class, but in order to help her practice and whatnot, her mother wanted her to have one at home. So I had told y'all, her mother asked me about it. I told her I would look into it. Found one. Told her give me some money, and I put the rest up. And she's like, "Oh, all right, cool. You got it." I'm like, "Yeah, I got it. Okay, I'll let it be a surprise." And then, for some reason, told my goddaughter to call me about it. So Monday came, and I took her keyboard, and she was so excited. I got there, spoke to the peoples, all my family. The only kids that was outside was her and my godson. So I made my godson carry it for her. And just these kids and their concepts of how money works, it's so funny. She said, "Do you," actually before that, So I'm cutting the shipping packet, not shipping label, but like the invoice, whatever it's called, the little part that comes inside the plastic. Because my Amazon account is a business account, so it comes with that. So I'm cutting that out of the plastic, and her mother was like, "That's the shipping thing." I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, cut that out, get that out of there." And my goddaughter's like, "Well, what if I need it?" And my cousin's like, "What do you mean? Need it for what?" She's like, "What if I need to know his address for some reason?" I'm like, "Bruh, you have a phone, a cell phone that I got you,
What if
and
I
we
need it?
right, like you have a cell phone that I got you, and we talk regularly. What do you? If for some reason you feel like you need my address, just ask me for my address. I don't really understand. I don't really understand what you. So,
Yours is not to wonder why.
bruh, apparently.
Die.
Nigga. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we talking. And out of nowhere, again, the concept of money is baffling. She's like, "Do you have a warranty on this?" I said, initially I'm thinking, because it's a lot of people that live in that house. Initially, I'm thinking she's legitimately asking for the real reason of a warranty. Like, what if it gets messed up? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I didn't get the warranty because you can keep it in your room. You're the only girl. Nobody really goes in your room. Yeah. Right. So she's like, well, I only have this class for the next 2 quarters. So I said, ma'am, that is not how warranties work. No. You don't just give the thing back and get your money back. Like, you know how long that's going to be? That's going to be outside of the return window. I promise you.
Yo,
I'm like, bro, that's not what a warranty is. That's not what a warranty is. Oh my!
But I'm warranted in taking it back now.
And then I told her, like, but on top of that, you, given how good you seem to be already, without having your own keyboard, right, it's a possibility that you're going to end up liking this, and you're going to want to keep the keyboard. Right. Also, on top of that, you might decide to take another keyboard class because this is only 9th grade. Right. So you get other electives on your other years, and you might be like, all right, well, I'm good at this already. I like this. Let me do keyboarding too.
Anyway,
then you already have a keyboard.
You buying that for her just so she could give it away or get rid of it in a couple of months.
Like, well, I mean, in her crackpot suggestion, I would have gotten my money back.
No,
but still, right? It's not how that works. That's not how that works at all. So I hung out with them for a little bit, and then I left. And oh, she's so
precious. Say precious.
Lovingly annoying is what I'll say. She is absolutely precious, 100%. That's true as well. But I'm leaving, and she's like, "I love you." I said, "I love you too." She proceeded to say, "I love you" 7 more times before I got into my car.
Well, you
purposely
you up for some money?
No. No. That was Monday, and there has been no request for no. She was just being annoying, like purposely. She was just purposely being annoying. Yeah, that's it. That's all. So that happened. Wednesday was my mother's birthday, so that was always fun. As always, I went over there and did the cooking thing, and Chrissy came with me. She played a little bit of sous chef, like just a little bit, but she did help, so that was appreciated. Yeah, good time. I made a
good time was had by all.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I made crab cakes and wings and
So sick of him.
mashed potatoes.
Said I can't do shit.
mashed potatoes and the good broccoli, not yeah, the steamed broccoli, not the super. No, I'm just saying. No, it was good. It was good. Who calling me? I don't know you. Why are you calling me? Whatever. So that was a good time. So also we went to karaoke yesterday. I believe it was Chrissy's idea. Can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Chrissy. She when we picked the date for karaoke this month, she was like, we should dress up because Halloween. It's Tuesday. And then initially I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. But I ain't say it because like I want everybody else to like I don't want to influence,
No, I get it.
Yeah, so I ain't say it, but in my head I'd already decided like I'm not doing that shit. And then this week, and then Marcus, I think like Wednesday, had asked me like, we still doing the dress up thing? I said, y'all are still doing the dress up thing. But the way this week went, I was like, when Friday came, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I might as well go put together a little costume, whatever. Nigga. So I go to Party City. My idea.
Whoa. Stop.
Huh.
Nigga, why are you going to Party City?
Where else was I supposed to go to?
There's places online.
When I decide Friday, it was yesterday.
Oh,
right. Where else was I supposed to go? There was no other option.
Cosplay us. So.
No, nigga, that's not a real thing.
You gonna come out there with a Spider-Man mask and then
no. So here's the thing. My initial idea was a combination between the Phantom of the Opera and Dracula. So when I went in there, because in my head I was like, all right, several things. I want to do something that I actually have some small, but any connection to, like something I actually relate to in some way, shape, or form. I don't want to just do a costume to do a costume. Also, it had to be something that I could actually put together quickly. So I'm like,
definitely Party City.
Bruh. So I'm like, all right, cool, this works. So I went in there. I saw the Dracula cape, like the red and black and all that. So I picked that up. I'm looking around. I see the Phantom of the Opera mask. I picked that up. And I was looking for the fangs. So I'm looking, don't see the fangs. Looking, don't see the fangs. I saw one of the employees. I'm like, excuse me, do you guys have vampire fangs? And the way she responded to me was like, oh yeah, something over there, something over there. Even one of these places. I'm like,
oh my.
All right, well, let me put this cape back because now I'm not about to spend that much money.
I'm not to spend what?
No, I had decided this at this point it was about my peoples.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna spend nowhere near as much money as I was going to spend in here now because you wilding. So I put that cape back, and there was another cape. It was just all black cape, and it wasn't specifically a vampire cape, but it was just a cape.
Matter. Who knows?
Yeah.
Look, first of all, call spade a spade. All vampires don't wear capes.
That's a fact.
Dracula was a count, which is
that's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Of course, he
absolutely. Yep.
All of them.
Right. So
I had dirty pants or some shit like that.
Nigga, facts. So I went and got got the other cape. This is a cheaper cape. and I finally found the fangs, but I was like, I'm not doing all
They're
that.
them waxy thingies with the big bulky things.
No. The ones that they had in store were just the fangs. So
Okay.
it was a two piece. It was two sets of two top, two bottom. But I'm like, and they were way more expensive than the And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So I decided the Dracula part is out the window. I'm just going to be Phantom because I got the gloves and I got the fucking cape, nigga. So I go to check out, right? I go to check out. It is one cashier standing behind the counter. She's helping somebody do a return. So that's taking a little while. It's another employee behind the counter. He looks at me and he's like, I'll be with you in a second. It was a woman standing behind me on the phone. I thought she was just looking for something. I didn't realize that she was being helped.
Right.
The dude that was like, give me 1 second, he's sitting there filling up balloons. Now in my head, I'm not getting mad. I'm already mad because the other girl, I'm not getting mad about him.
Right.
But I'm just curious at this point. I'm like, he said, give me a second. I'd have been out of here by now. He'd have just rung my shit up. Like, what is he doing? Then that person that had gave me shit, turns out she's a manager. So she comes because the lady that was behind the other cashier that was behind the register needed her password so she can initiate the return.
This ain't good.
So she comes, the manager comes, gives her the password, and then sees the dude, and she's like, you got to ring him up. And he just said, okay. And she just kept fussing, like, ma'am, he said okay. Like, what is wrong with you?
No, she on some shit that day.
Bruh, she was having a bad day. Something was going on. And she like,
no, the bad day was having her. The day was having her.
Stupid,
a bad her. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on.
And she was like, all right, now move. I need to get past you. And I'm like, what?
Not your fight.
He had all the sympathy in the world for me at that moment. That shit dissipated in an instant. So she leaves. He comes over. I put the stuff on the counter. He rings it up. As he's waiting for me to pull my that's another part of my week. As he's waiting for me to pull my phone out to pay for it, he goes back to what he was doing was filling balloons because the lady that was behind me was being helped by him. He was fulfilling her order. That's why he wasn't ringing me up. He had a legitimate reason not to be at the cashier. So again, he has even more of my empathy at this point. So he gives her shit. She leaves. He comes back to the fucking register, and he grabs the mask. And he says to me, you want this mask too? I say, yes, the mask is a part of it. He says, and I cannot make this shit up. He says, you're buying half a mask?
Okay, so let me just say this. I don't know how long dudes work there. And while it's true that the Phantom of the Opera is probably the most bougie movie monster on the planet, with the thing, it is also one of the most well-known.
Bruh.
So what the fuck?
He said, you're buying half a mask? I said, yes. He said, you sure? Sir. What? Just ring the fucking mask up. Like, what is wrong with you? I don't understand. Okay. Sure, he's young. Sure. I don't know that. I didn't look at his face enough to discern like how old you were. But he got it. That's the only excuse that he could possibly have. I'm like, yo, what the sir? So
do you think this is broken? Now let me ask you this about that mask. Was the mask in a bag?
No.
Or was it okay? So obviously it was up on a thing.
Yeah.
And you grabbed it. It probably was other masks of the same type up there.
That's 1,000%. Bruh.
What happened, man?
Like, sir, what do you the argument been all right, so let's say he's a Gen Zer, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm not sure, sis. I'm not sure how long it's been. Maybe.
So I know y'all can't see this, but you should have just Googled and said, yo.
Bruh, listen, Fab told me, Fab was like, you missed a teachable moment. I said, but in the moment, I was so fucking stunned.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. Like
Fab is right, but also you got to factor in. You just dealt with shit with the man.
Right.
This is a bunch of shit right now.
I was just ready to be out in the fucking. I don't want to be here anymore. So I'm like, bro, maybe he was a Gen Zer and he was on some crusade against capitalism. His idea being like, Party City has started breaking the mask in half and selling half a mask. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because outside of his ignorance, he had my full empathy because his manager was on some bullshit.
Yo, this title here is so appropriate. This is gonna be the title for the next 5 years,
bro. So I'm like, yo, that's great. So I leave there. So I get home, starting to get ready. I wasn't going to put any of the stuff on until I got there because driving with the mask and then the cape and no, I'm not doing that. No. So I had tried. So before I left, I had tried the cape on, sir. When I grabbed that fucking package for the cape, it says adults, right? And there's a picture of a man. There's a picture of a man with the cape on.
That's
the cape comes below his ass.
That's cap.
Nigga, I put this cape on. I'm like, yo, this nigga must be 5'6".
Listen.
Because the cape came to my waist.
Yo,
effectively.
You know what fucking happened? They gave you a fucking Shazam.
Bro, like what the fuck? So I was like, okay, I can potentially salvage this. I hit Marcus up like, yo, you got some safety pins? Because instead of tying it around my neck, I was going to do the safety pin thing. Like, but funny enough, I get to karaoke. We're in the parking lot, and my homegirl is actually a vampire too. So I was like, oh, well, she like 5'3".
You're Phantom of the Opera with the half mask.
Right, but what I'm saying is she's a vampire. Right. So I'm like, you're 5'3". Boom. I give her the cape. It's barely long enough for her.
See, this is the thing, right? Well, I don't be fucking with Party City. Now, it's been a long time.
Nigga, I ain't never bought nothing from Party City. But I just knew that in a pinch, last minute, this was really my only option.
There was a dollar store of
oh, of course. Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't have time to go to like Spencer's or yeah. So Party City was the only real option that I had. So the fucking gloves. So the gloves were supposed to be adult gloves too.
Nah, they was for
no
Fantasy Island. The Fantasy Island dude tattoo.
Nigga, bruh. So so I didn't put the mask on in the parking lot because I wanted to get in front of a mirror to make sure it was all right. So
you got a phone usually.
We get nah. So we get into the karaoke spot. I went into the bathroom to get in front of the mirror. I put the mask on.
It wasn't even half of your face, was it?
If I was
your shit was sound.
If I was, yo, you know what? That would have been fire. I'd have went with that. No, if I was white,
yeah,
the mask probably would have fit. But the nose,
yeah, boy, the nose, man,
the nose, man, the nose. So I was like, all right, fuck it.
That prominent African schnoz.
Bruh. So I took the mask off. I didn't have the cape anymore. I took the mask off.
You weren't even a fan. You weren't
no,
even a fan.
I guess I made this joke. I said I'm the black OJ Simpson.
Yo, you are the
glove didn't fit.
You had some Bruno Marley's?
Bruh. I'm the black OJ Simpson. And my homegirl was like,
funny about
OJ not black. I said he not black, he OJ.
Yeah, he said it. Okay. I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Right.
Okay. Listen to that fucking song.
Nigga. Cause like that was my only so my initial idea was a mixture of Phantom of the Opera and the vampire. Initially it was going to be Dracula himself. Then it went from that to Phantom, bruh. Then it went from Phantom and Drac to Phantom and Vampire to just Phantom to I made a joke that I was going to be Michael Jackson and just leave one of the gloves on.
Yo, you could cut your hair and blade.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Plus I ain't had no leather, so
you could have got mine.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, leather trench. Neo ass motherfucker. Morpheus out this bitch.
Hell yeah. Should have did.
So yeah.
Put on one of those bald caps. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was fine.
That's what was sticking out the bottom and shit. And you had 2 pills and shit. You had 2 Tums, different colors.
I was just fine being the black OJ Simpson. So karaoke was fun itself. But niggas ended up. I can't even say that part. God damn it. But on top after that, niggas ended up being out. Fab ass fell asleep before so Fab didn't make it. But work. So all that stuff from last week is still yet to have an official resolution.
That was the Infinity War of your job stories last
week. Nigga. Still yet to have an official resolution. I deleted last week's episode for 2 reasons. One, because of the audio issues that we were both having. That was a wild audio. I listened back to. I was like, no.
And yet it was just,
bruh. So because of that, but also,
but you did
because of. Well, yeah. Well, no. So here's the thing. I had just forgot I had Studio One open.
Yo,
that's all it was. It wasn't. There wasn't any technical issue. I just forgot. Well, I mean, technically right, but I just forgot I had Studio One open. That's all that was.
Yeah. Studio One is very selfish with.
Yes, nigga. So, like I said, I deleted it. I won't be going into the current state of things, as so much more has happened. It's become so ridiculous. Literally every day, every single day, from the Tuesday before last until this past Thursday, every single day at work has contained a new twist to the situation. Crazy. But something I can talk about. Remember the lady who literally cried about wanting a new monitor?
Yeah.
So I had finally seen her for the first time since I placed the monitors.
And you, of course, being the anti-monitor.
Listen, shut up. So, reminder, I don't fuck with her.
Yeah.
She was the only manager there. So I legitimately would have preferred to not even go into the manager's office because, hey, Ma.
Good morning. After this now, because it's like 1:30.
I would have preferred not to go into that room.
I understand.
But when I had replaced the monitor, I left the old one there. So I had to go in the room because I had to get the old one.
Right.
So I go in there and she's like, oh, hey, James, thank you so much for my monitor, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, my response to that was, where's the old one? Said, oh, it's back there because you left it. Blah. Yes, I know I left it.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Was that a shot?
I don't at this point, I don't listen. At this point, I don't care. At this point, her and I are nothing but coworkers. Strictly no friendliness, no acquaintance, no, none of that. So, oh yeah, you had left. Okay. I went
because you left. You made a mistake and left it.
Right.
That sounds like that's what it sounds like.
Who cares at this point? So I was like, yeah, it was a lot going on that day. I went back to where it was. I grabbed it. I started to walk out. She said, a lot going on. I said, yeah, and I left. because listen, yo, no. What we not going to do is have small talk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know how you feel about the small talk too.
Yeah, in general, right?
Yeah,
but then with somebody I don't mess with, nah, B, it's over. That ship has sailed.
That's a lot.
You fucked that money up. Like,
yeah.
We used to be able to have in the past. I would have sat down. We'd have had a whole conversation about it.
But coffee,
bruh, I don't drink coffee like that. But like, bruh, it'd have been a whole conversation. It'd have been a whole 10, 15-minute conversation. Now, leave me alone. There's no reason. Like, if there's nothing wrong, there's no reason for you to say anything to me except for speaking. Still speak to me, cool. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But outside, there's nothing for you to say to me. Like, leave me alone. Oh, she behind. Yes. The food. Yeah, Tim. She brought it up, so I got to say it again. The food was crab cakes, wings.
Yo, white meat. This is the bull. This is what I be talking
mashed
about.
Potatoes, mashed red potatoes too. Mashed red potatoes. With black garlic and the whole thing. It was just and the steamed broccoli and bruh. What? Nah, B. My mother brought it up, so I had to.
I understand that, but then you went into they already got it, sir. They know.
Oh, my bad. So yeah, like don't talk to like. Hopefully, I ain't gonna say hopefully. At this point, I don't care if she gets the point or not. Yeah. Don't talk to me. There's no reason. Like we not.
You sound like I used to work with a guy named Lenny. Lenny was a funny motherfucker. Lenny would come to work some days, and he'd walk through the door, and the first thing he said, "I don't want to talk to nobody."
Hey,
that's what you just said.
Hey,
you sound like my man Lenny.
I ain't mad at Lenny. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't mad at Lenny. Lenny's okay in my book. Lenny is okay in my book.
Come on, Biddy. At 2, Biddy.
I'm saying though, the mashed potato. Listen, mashed potatoes. It was mashed red potatoes too. It wasn't just the russets. Russet mashed potatoes be good.
All I'll be trying to do right is do the show. If we got like half hour, I'm gonna have to eat something after this anyway. He gonna go and do this now again.
I'm just saying. See, Biddy wasn't here when I said it the first time. Biddy wasn't here when I said it the first time. So, like, had to reiterate for the audience. The audience like hearing stuff like that, man. We gotta feed our audience, my guy.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yo. All right. So creative music. There's always music. Justin EP is still streaming. It's available on Bandcamp. Power still out there streaming. They'll never get me down. It's still out there streaming. Tuesday, the next song comes out with Move Aside. That's going to be out Tuesday. So on all streaming platforms. So yeah, make sure y'all go check that out. All right. Y'all know what time it is, and we haven't done this in a while.
No, we haven't.
It is time for the asshole. All right, so let me see if I can find some good ones. Okay, that's probably a cut and dry one. Oh shit! Yikes! And let me find a different one. Okay. Let's see one more that people claim the person is an asshole for. I'm not saying a bunch of those right now. Hold up. Okay. Now, first one.
Uh-oh.
Am I the asshole for you two, Ma? Where's Betty said? Where's the meat? No, it wasn't steak. It was crab cakes.
Come on, we didn't need to see.
No, Betty asked the question.
He did some crab cakes, had a couple of pieces of shrimp and some garnish with some avocados on it or some shit. That was
no, it was crab cakes and wings. It was 3 kinds of wings: barbecue wings.
Yo, this is really? Are we doing this?
No. Betty asked the question. And I didn't say this before. It was crab cakes. It was barbecue wings. It was crab cakes. It was honey barbecue wings, and it was honey garlic wings. That was what the meat was. All right, let's get into this first one. Am I the asshole for canceling my brother's baby shower after he made a hurtful joke about my miscarriage? The hell? Bruh, what is going on? What kind of siblings are y'all? Okay. I'm the oldest sibling out of 4, and my brothers have always been rough on me because I'm a girl. By the way, I'm the only girl my parents had, and all of my brothers are 1 year younger than me. They are triplets. I've always been the one to be a second mom to my brothers because whenever our parents couldn't get it, I would.
Oh, stop. She said she's 1 year older than them.
Yeah.
My sister is 1 year younger than me. I have never been...
Well, I think she doesn't say how old she is, so I think she's exaggerating. I think she's saying when money wise, if they needed something, she would help contribute if her parents couldn't take. Because it's triplets is a problem.
It is, and no doubt. But I'm just saying it's a year.
I don't think she was necessarily talking about responsibility wise. Right. Because she said whenever our parents couldn't get it, I would. So I think she's just talking about financial help. Right. But still, 1 year is not that.
That's still,
yeah, no, you're right. One of my brothers had found a wife, and they've had a baby girl. I'm very close to my brother and his wife, and even his wife was excited to have me as the baby's aunt. I love this baby with all my heart, being that this is my first niece, and I plan on spoiling her because I'm financially stable. See? Financial, yeah, because I'm financially stable, and even though I'm not wealthy, I still have a good amount of spending money. I also had a miscarriage about 2 years ago that was really hard on me, so having a baby that I would be close with was extremely emotional and exciting for me. On the other hand, my brother is not. He's very traditional and wants to be the breadwinner / provider of his family. He and his wife want to have a baby shower, but it would mean they would lose a great sum of money they can't afford. I've offered to pay for the whole thing because I love them and the baby. Plus, it would be a beautiful moment for both sides of their family. My husband and I coordinated with them and paid for anything they wanted for the baby shower. A few weeks before the baby shower, my brother, his wife, my husband, and my other brothers were at our parents' house for a football game. The topic of babies and the baby shower they planned came up, and my brother made a joke saying, "I'm glad my wife is in working condition so we could be the first ones to have a baby. It feels good to be the first sibling for something." That really hurt because I was so excited to be having a baby, but when me and my husband got the news, it devastated us. and it took us a while to become better. I went home crying and blocked my brother on everything. I couldn't believe how inconsiderate and insensitive he was, especially after I gave him everything. I texted him one time saying, "We won't be paying for your baby shower anymore. What you did was horrible, and I don't want to speak to you again." He told our family, and now they're all trying to contact me, but I don't want to hear it. So, am I the asshole? Update. I've been reading a lot of comments, and I would like to thank everyone who gave their support and opinion. I will be answering some common questions I've been seeing. What was the sister-in-law and family's reaction? Everyone did not agree with this comment, and the sister-in-law was pissed he even said something so rude. She texted me how sorry she was on his behalf, and she says she totally understands why I made my decision. 2, did he apologize? He believes he did nothing wrong, so he's standing on his action. While I am upset by his blindness to how this could be hurtful, I'm not the kind to argue until I get an apology. I have made the decision to try and still give my sister-in-law a baby shower because she deserves it. I don't want to ruin my relationship with her or my niece, so I'm trying to figure out a way to give her a baby shower and still hold my ground with my brother. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Yikes. So not the asshole. I don't know how old they are.
Yeah.
I don't know how old they are. So I feel like that's a part of this, probably.
Maybe.
Also, here's the thing. What he said, the words he said, he probably considered to be innocuous. He probably just didn't think about what the fuck the implication of the words that he said was. The implication is him basically being happy that his sister didn't have the baby that she got pregnant with. And then, like you said, he stood on it.
Stood on it. Even if I was to give him he didn't realize those words. How to say the fact that you still stood on it after being told what the implication was means that you're a piece of shit, sir. And
bruh, I'm like, because when I read it, as I was reading it and I read the exact words he said, I'm like, oh, this could be resolved. And then he doubled down.
He doubled down, bro. Like the double down be getting people.
The double down be fucking y'all up. The double down be fucking y'all up. So let me see. Devil's advocate. I want to see if I can find somebody that says she is the asshole.
So you can find Al Pacino out there,
bruh. Because whenever we find these,
there's always some motherfucker coming on.
Always somebody.
Oh, motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
Bruh. It's like, what is wrong with you? All right, let me see. Who we have?
By the way, rest in peace to Richard Roundtree.
X. Yeah. Oh, you're the asshole. It doesn't sound like it was aimed at you, more aimed at him, and also in a self-deprecating way that he's normally a bit of a loser in the family. He should apologize for saying something that made you upset, even if he didn't intend or want to hurt you. He still should, because that was the outcome. But as you still realize your brother's actions are not your sister-in-law's, etc. Not really.
What is he talking about?
I don't fucking know. All right, let me see if I can find another one, because apparently there's more than one. You're the asshole. He probably didn't even think about your miscarriage when he said it. Not everyone lives your grief, especially several years later.
I really like some of y'all.
Terrible human beings. Bruh.
Some of the worst people on the planet. And it does become understandable knowing that why y'all root for certain things and certain people. Like we get it. You from that tribe. You know what I'm saying?
You're the asshole. This comment wasn't directed at you. You're taking it overly personal. 2 years is a long time, and it wasn't your brother's miscarriage. 100%. It never.
Oh my god, bro! Listen, it wasn't your brother's cancer,
bro.
Y'all are.
You're the asshole. His comment has nothing to do with you. It wasn't a diss at your miscarriage. Sounds like you are overly sensitive. He's happy to be having a baby, and he happens to be the first out of you and your siblings to have one. Why can he not be excited about that? You are reading into his comment. You are reading into his comment way too deep due to your insecurities. I'm sorry for your loss.
Be the first, which
So here's a math, some math help on word. Here's some math help on word problems, right? Mm-hmm. So first implies that there's a group.
Yeah.
In order to be first, that means that other people in the group were not first.
Right.
I'm sorry. Maybe this is me. I can't think about somebody having a child and the fact that they had a miscarriage and don't have any children not pop into my head.
Yeah.
So you don't divorce those two things.
Because it's the reason
maybe
why
once they actually have kids. Maybe once they have kids, maybe that thing that because they'll still never be over it, but maybe I can understand a little bit more of that being divorced in your head. Right. Like my cousin had a miscarriage, and until she had another kid, that is what was in my mind. Like in my head, I'm like, oh shit, yeah.
The question was
the thing.
The question was, why are you first now?
And then some people were stupid.
Why are you first?
And then some people were stupid. Some people, because she spelled paid P-A-Y-E-D, you're the asshole.
Apparently that's all it takes.
Right. Somebody else, you're the asshole. Try using paragraph breaks. I won't read this massive wall of text.
Grammatical. That discounts everything. He's a terrible person.
People are hated. People hate it. People hate it. All right, moving on to the next one because y'all just why are we dumb? Why are we dumb? Okay. Yeah, facts. No, you're right. Am I the asshole? I told my sister-in-law she should have kept her legs closed if she didn't want needy kids.
Wait a minute, what?
Nigga, that's let me read it.
What he say?
My older brother has a lot of stepkids. His wife Tori has 2 kids from her first marriage, then a son, Liam, from a random hookup, and 1 more kid from a long-term relationship.
Oh, he did a random hookup with no condom?
Apparently. My brother has a daughter as well. From what he tells me, Liam is the only one without an active dad and the only one that lives with them full time, as my biological niece primarily lives with her mom. I assumed Liam living with them full time meant he would get quite a bit of attention, but my niece told me that they all seem to forget about him. She has told me that her stepmom once said that Liam is the extra.
I think he prefers to be called Mr. Neeson. But...
Shut up. That Liam is the extra and not as cute as her other kids.
Okay.
Apparently it was a joke. Anyways, Tori invited the whole family over for dinner. At one point, they told us all together around, and Tori told us she's pregnant. Everybody started cheering. I'll admit I was too. But my niece drew my attention to Liam, who started crying and walked off. My niece and I followed Liam, and when I asked him if everything was okay, he started crying in my arms. I felt so terrible. My niece then took him out for ice cream to cheer him up while I went back to the others. They were all very preoccupied, and my brother started talking to one of them.
Did they ever explain why he was crying?
Because he's the forgotten stepson.
Oh, okay, I get it. So now with the other kid, he's feeling like
right.
Really not gonna
they were all preoccupied, and my brother started talking to one of our nephews. His nephew then tells us that while he did not make a team, Liam did. My brother was quite surprised because he's a huge fan of this sport and had no clue Liam was interested, as he always thought he was a quieter, nerdy kid. This nephew sort of laughed and said, Liam is not a quiet, nerdy kid. The opposite, actually. He's very popular at school. After finishing his conversation with the nephew, he approached me and said, maybe nephew is confused. Liam's not that type of kid. I asked him what kind of kid he thinks Liam is. My brother said that he doesn't talk to Liam much, but according to Tori, he's socially awkward, sensitive, and a little needy. Tori overheard and was like, Liam, is he bothering you? Next time he tries to talk to you, run, or else he'll never leave you alone. He really is needy.
Wow.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing, especially after how much Liam cried earlier. I told Tori and my brother that they should be ashamed of themselves. I then specifically told Tori that she should have kept her legs closed if she didn't want needy children. Now that makes more sense. Obviously, my brother kicked me out, which I deserved. But Tori is furious. But he took one for the team. He said, fuck it. But Tori is furious and keeps sending me messages about how rude I am and how I don't know anything about her, etc. I even got yelled at by my mom. Facts. I even got yelled at by my mom. I sincerely believe they're all fucked in the head. Am I the asshole? Yeah, no, I can't call you the asshole for defending the poor kid. Again, let's check out Devil's Advocate. Let's see what people call this guy the asshole. Oh shit. All right. So fine. You're the asshole. Oh, 24. Sometimes you can be right and the asshole. You're the asshole, and I think you are right in every way. Good job. Okay. I ain't mad at that one. Because like you said, he did deserve to get put out.
And sometimes it is entirely possible to be the asshole and still be right. Because here's the thing, right? There was a tag team in old NWA wrestling called Kansas Jayhawks. And their claim to fame was they do to the bad guys what the bad guys do to everybody else. All right. And that means they were assholes, and they would beat the crap out of bad guys and do things to them that they would do to good guys. And they were still ass, but sometimes you gotta be that.
Facts.
For the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's me a lot of times. Like,
some people do bad things for good reasons.
Yeah, that's me sometimes. Like, if you see me react poorly and somebody is taking the brunt of it, please be aware that person had this coming. And yes, I'm going overboard, but that's kind of the point. It's kind of the point. I know. Trust me, I know I'm going overboard. I know I am completely out of pocket, but this person has to get this, because afterwards, hopefully, this person will realize that ain't nobody putting up with your shit. And some of us are going to go completely ape shit, right? Over your shit that you did. So absolutely. My brother Marlon used to always say, only the extreme makes the impression.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You're not the asshole, not because you have great concern about the son who was the scapegoat. I think you're right to speak up, but the sexist insult to the mother doesn't help, and it's just plain asshole behavior. One thing is different from the other.
I'm not asking, because
I can see somebody considering it sexist.
Well, I mean, was it sexist or was it anatomical? Like for instance, if she'd have said if the situation reversed, she had said that to the male in the
right. Right. I think it's sexist by circumstance.
Gotcha.
Somebody else, you're the asshole. You could have been a mature adult and told her she was neglecting her kid in a way that she would have been receptive to. Instead, you decided to make a misogynistic attack and slut shame her to make yourself feel better while not doing an iota of good for that child.
I mean, listen.
I wouldn't go as far as to call it slut shaming. I can understand misogynistic and sexist. I don't know if I would go as far as to call it slut shaming.
All right. So, are we gonna be adults, or we're gonna play a game? So,
are we gonna be adults? So, are we going to be prim and proper, or are we gonna go for the result?
Yeah, because this is my thing. We're not gonna act like legs don't get open.
Bruh.
Look. I'm just saying, legs be open in that situation. They do, and that's not the only way to do it, but
right.
Yeah, legs be open in that situation.
You're the asshole, but you know that. You lost your temper and talked about her sexual history, and now you're going to have a much harder struggle to advocate for her son.
Not.
I think they're missing.
Yeah,
I think they're misunderstanding what's happening here.
Yeah.
This isn't a. This is stupid. I never thought I would have to say these combination of words in this type of scenario. From what I understand, because I don't know him, his argument isn't stop fucking and having kids. His argument is the only reason I can imagine you feeling the way that you feel about this child is because you have other kids and you take care of those other kids, but you neglect this one. That's what I'm getting from what he said.
The argument. That's what I heard too. But
right,
I mean, people hear different shit.
Absolutely,
they do. They hear different shit.
Are all of these slut shaming? Let me see. Slut shaming.
Legs be open.
Yeah, people misunderstand. This is the last one I'm gonna read for this one. Mm-hmm. The problem isn't you're the asshole. The problem isn't that she had Liam, it's that she's a garbage parent to him. If what you said gets back to him, which it's likely to, it's probably not going to feel great that one of the adults who he apparently trusted enough to be vulnerable like that in front of also thinks it'd be better if he hadn't been born, rather than being clear that it's the fact that his parents are cruel to him that's fucked up, not him. Mind your collateral damage. I get the point you're trying to make, but I don't think you get the point he's trying to make.
Yeah, I think that's
the argument wasn't that Liam shouldn't have been born. She's literally pregnant.
Exactly.
And that is what started. That was the cat. Let's unpack this slightly, a little bit more for the people in the back, apparently. The issue, the catalyst for the current issue that we're talking about is her announcing that she's pregnant.
Yes.
They already have more children than they can properly give attention to.
True.
And she is pregnant again.
Right.
That is the whole point that the brother is trying to make.
Right. Right.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we was on the same page.
I got.
Right.
Also, legs be open. I mean,
legs be open, my guy. It's a thing. It's a part of the. I mean, they don't always be open because sometimes you
not always. There's different. Like I said, right.
My
thing is, if this remark had been pointed towards the guy, told next time keep your shit in your pants,
right? Because it's sexist by circumstance.
Yeah.
Because he could have used the different words. He could have said, "Stop having so many goddamn babies." He could have literally said what he meant.
Yeah, fact.
But sometimes that's not the quickest thing to come to your mind.
And he was mad. He was pissed.
Yeah, he was upset that this child was being neglected.
Yeah, and that's the other part of it. I think that people are kind of glossing over that. And I know why. Like I've had conversations with people, and let me just say that a lot of people, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but there are some people that lack a certain amount of empathy for children because for whatever reason they forgot what it was like to be a child.
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? And they cannot relate to a child's trauma. So they say these incredibly irresponsible things. And when you see these are the same people who would count themselves amongst good people.
Mm-hmm.
These people.
And not just good people, good parents.
Right. And I'll be looking at them like, are you though?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. All right, last one. Am I the asshole for not giving my son's mom makeup days after he fell out of a tree?
Wait a minute, say that again.
Am I the asshole for not giving my son's mom makeup days after he fell out of a tree? I'm a little confused. Oh, they say everybody sucks here. Okay, let's see. My son Ashton is in the 4th grade, and I share custody of him with my ex. We have a schedule where we basically get him 1 week each. There were times where she dicked me by taking extra days without giving me the same time back. For example, she took him to visit her family in another state and came back 2 days later because of flight issues. Because that wasn't her fault, she refused to comp me with extra days. Stuff like that. Ashton's school is connected to a park, and every Friday they do PE there. Well, he's 9 and does stupid things and decided to see how far he could climb a tree. He got pretty far and then fell out. He had to get emergency surgery on his leg and got a bad concussion. He stayed overnight and then had another surgery on Saturday and was released that day. My ex and I didn't discuss the custody schedule. We were concerned with other matters, obviously. On Sunday, my ex said she was going to pick Ashton up for the start of her week, and I reminded her that he can't be moved around like that. He's still loopy from the concussion and medicine, and how are you going to get a kid with a broken leg into your two-seat Porsche?
Right.
Another thing is that Another thing is that he's still not able to wash himself, and he will not let his mom do that. Just me. I told her she can visit, but he needs to prepare. Oh, I told her she can visit, but needs to prepare for him to stay. She was angry, but knew I had a point and there were doctor's orders. Long story short, my son stayed with me 6 days later because my ex couldn't get the time off work, whereas I work from home. Our 19-year-old son agreed to help take care of Ashton when Ashton needs a guy for something. Ashton can now use crutches and recovered from his concussion and can go back to school on Monday. My ex says she wanted to be compensated for the 6 days she lost by having Ashton by getting 2 weeks instead of 1. I said no. She said that was unfair. I've reminded her of all those times when I lost days for things that weren't her fault, and she refused to comp me. It's not my fault Ashton's dumbass fell out of a tree and you couldn't get a week off, so I'm not comping you. I told you I'm not going to be flexible with you when you aren't flexible with me.
All right, so I listen.
Oh, hold up. Edit. No, my son, because I'm guessing he was getting these questions. Right. No, my son doesn't get to pick and choose which parent he wants to stay with. That's basically parentify. I've never heard this term. Parentifying him. Another edit. He couldn't wash himself because he was drugged up for a few days, and it took a few days to clear his system. Also, he has a cast and can't get in or out of the tub. You have to watch him because he will end up getting his cast wet, and everybody knows you don't want to get your cast wet. Also, he needs both hands to balance in the tub, and obviously he can't do that and wash his hair at the same time. Right. Yeah.
All right. So what I'm about to say is going to come off as almost Pollyanna-ish. Because there are real life situations where people don't get along, but y'all just need to be fucking parents. Like, First of all, I understand no parent wants to get taken advantage of. From feel they've been taken advantage of. When you're no longer with that person, there are other situations that take place, arguments, discussions. There's bad feelings. There's this. When you get to a place of equilibrium with that person, and there's children involved. Those things are still there. All that pent-up emotion is still there, but you guys are tabling that shit for the sake of the kid. However, kids don't look at shit that way.
Nope.
But you got to give my mom those 2 weeks because kids don't see that way.
No.
Because, see, time moves very slow for kids anyway. Right? So it's one of these things where they're gonna remember the times they spend with one parent. They're gonna remember times they spend with the other parent. As long as you're making those times meaningful, this constant back and forth about days. If you're not trying to me, I won't try with you. All of shit like that. Trust me when I tell you, this only negatively affects the kid.
Yeah.
And at some point, y'all just going to be parents about shit. Like a certain shit I refuse to beef about. Me and my daughter's mother had plenty of grievances. Some things I just refuse to beef about because it doesn't service Siobhan.
Right.
It doesn't further her.
Right.
All it does is help me be petty or help my mom be petty. And that don't have nothing to do with the kid. And listen,
Correct.
I get it. People are humans. We all have emotions. We get pissed about shit. We make poor decisions. But when you're a parent, the first person that matters the most is the kid. You got to table your shit, stole your shit away for this kid. When this kid becomes grown, it's different. When they're children, a conversation that you think is innocuous could literally change the entire way they see you, the situation, all of that, and they carry it with them until they're an adult. And you did that for being petty on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The well-being of the child comes first and foremost, and y'all motherfuckers should know this, but you're so caught up with that adversarial relationship y'all got with each other that you can't see that this doesn't do anything to help the kid. It's common sense, right? That if the boy is hurt up in this particular situation, he can't be moved around. Right. He's on medication. There's a lot of things that come with him being hurt this way, right? For the mom to act like these aren't valid reasons, there's nobody trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Like, bro, like, and I see this shit, and it just reminds me of the things that I've had older family members say to me about how the adults destroy the kids. It's always the adults that destroy the children.
Yeah.
Being on some petty shit.
Yeah. I don't understand. So I think I agree. The overwhelming.
Biddy said, this right here what Biddy said. Can't make up a time like that. If the kid stayed in the hospital and neither parent had them, would they still think who's old Tom for accident?
Right. And that's the thing. I agree. The prevailing idea is everyone sucks here. And I can't disagree with that.
I can't disagree with that either.
While what you said about the hospital thing is absolutely correct, 1,000%, and she should know that, and that shouldn't have even been an argument.
That shouldn't even been an argument, bro.
There's no reason to go back and forth on this particular topic. Yeah. What really pushed me over the edge for going with everyone sucks here is his first edit. No, my son doesn't get to pick and choose which parent he wants to stay with. That's basically parentifying. First of all, again, I've never even heard that term. But second of all, you're saying that, but it doesn't match what you said in the original story. The idea of he can't wash himself and he's not going to let his mother do that, that falls into him picking and choosing who he's staying with. Because currently I'm not in the position where I can wash myself. I can't wash my own ass. And I don't want my mother seeing my pee-pee. Exactly. So I'm staying with my dad. Like that's a logical like, for a 9-year-old. Like what are you talking about? Come on. What are we talking? The fact that y'all are I
shouldn't even be
I can't feel like, and I could be wrong. I could absolutely be wrong. Because I've clearly never been in this situation. But I can't feel like y'all, like loving your children is one thing, right? But if you don't see the other parent being neglectful in any way, if you don't see any issues going on with other parents
these days like that, bro.
Bruh, they don't.
Bro, don't listen. The only thing they count is what you've done. The things they see, were you there for them when they needed? These are the things they remember. They're not sitting there counting, well, I don't fuck with my father as much as my mom's because my mom's had me 5.6 days more than my kids don't think like that.
Right.
Kids don't think like that.
It's just weird to me. Like, y'all shouldn't be thinking like, oh, well, you took the one day that I was supposed to have, so I should get another day. Like,
it's petty. It's
nothing about that sounds like it's with the best intentions for the kid.
It's about like you. Listen, bro. I have been the non-custodial parent.
Right.
And there are times I can tell you that I felt neglected and a second thought when it came to certain shit.
Right.
So that when I became the custodial parent, I ain't do that shit.
Right.
Because I know more important than how I felt about it was how Siobhan felt about it.
Right.
That's more important than how I feel about
it.
Fact. And I don't listen. I don't pretend to be just a hall monitor about shit like this, right?
Right.
Right. What I'm saying is it's about what you value.
Facts.
Right. And I value don't hurt her in the process of trying to get me back. And I'm not going to hurt her in the process of trying to get you back. If that's what it takes to get you back, you can have it. I don't want that. And
this kind of sums up, because the way that OP is going at it, he kind of takes attention off of the fact that his ex was being unreasonable. So somebody says, based entirely off the comments you left, you're the asshole. You're only doing this to be petty, and you don't even think your kid's opinion on this matters. I mean,
that's not a wrong statement,
but it's clear. It's like I think that's just, I don't know what to call it. I'll call it recency bias, because you see what he's saying now, and you don't have the mother's perspective.
Yes.
But
everyone sucks here, though.
That's what the mother's doing. It's the same exact thing the mother's doing.
Same shit. Like he even said, if you're not going to be charitable with me, I'm not going to be charitable with you.
Right. That's literally the definition of being petty.
That is not, to me, that is not the standard with how it's supposed to be. Is this good for the child?
Right.
Not, if you do this, but if this situation comes up and it's actually better for the child to be over there with her, you're going to keep the child over there with you, knowing that it's better for the child to be over there with her. Like, that shit is crazy to me. And again, y'all wonder why some of these kids get older. I've seen it on my timeline, B. I've seen people on my timeline who have these fucked up relationships with their parents, and they're adults now. And their parents now, all don't understand why the kid that's now an adult feels this way. Feels this way because y'all were so busy taking shots at each other. Those ricochets were hitting the kid.
Facts.
Now, y'all. All right. Keep it up. The Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon, Little Boy Blue and the Man on the Moon gonna be y'all theme song. Keep it up.
Facts.
Keep it up.
Facts.
Keep it up. All right. Because the only thing, the worst thing about this is if the kid internalizes it to a point where they do that to their kids when they get older. That sucks. That would suck. And you're responsible for that, honestly, because you don't know how trauma affects people differently. You know, with me, the trauma of my biological father being what and who he was turned me in the other direction.
Right.
You know, but that doesn't happen for everybody.
Doesn't work for everybody. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you could be creating a monster, little monster to grow up, and he create more little monsters from that bullshit you're doing. Chill out, grow the fuck up. I know it's hard. Believe me, I know it's hard.
It's difficult.
And I know when somebody then pissed you off, and you know, like, especially when it comes from a place where this at one point was a love thing, and now it's this. I get it. I've been through it. And I'm telling you, it ain't worth it. You guys gotta keep your focus on the kid and say, all right, this ain't good for her. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I learned that from my mom. Shout out to my mom. My mom had every reason in the world to badmouth my father, and she didn't. And she didn't. I learned that
same here.
Learned that from her.
Same here. I ain't heard a bad thing about that nigga until he said until he told me. When he told me his villain,
you just described that shit.
When he told me his villain origin story, I was like, oh shit. Yeah. But real quick, I have to read this one. We're not gonna go into the comments, but they're about an asshole for buying the wrong candy. It's Halloween in a new house in a new town. We moved 5 months ago. I'm a 44-year-old male. My wife is a 47-year-old female. Wants to hand out full-size candy bars so we can be the cool house. Okay, that sounds like fun, I guess. As I do all the grocery shopping, I buy 24 Hershey bars, 72 sour straw bars, and 24 boxes of Good and Plenty. I priced it out on multiple websites and grocery stores before buying it. I will also pick up a 10-pound bag of Tootsie Pops / Tootsie Rolls later in case we have a lot of kids. As I have been warned,
little dinky things right there.
as I have been warned, we are in the rich people subdivision, and there are a lot of kids that stop by. Maybe some lemon heads too. I don't know. My wife told me I was an asshole for buying licorice Good and Plenty candy. I disagree because licorice is awesome, and B, it's only like 10% of the overall candy. So
is awesome. But that good
so Reddit, so Reddit, please let me know I'm not an asshole. And the first person says, with the exception of the Hershey bars, the candy you picked is horrible. What were you thinking? You might as well have grabbed a couple of bags of Dum Dum lollipops and called it a day. You're an asshole.
Candy corn. You're an asshole. Listen,
yo. Somebody says sliced apple bags. Somebody said raisins. Somebody said stale popcorn balls.
Yo. Somebody, this motherfucker out there with a goddamn Mary Sue Easter egg and shit.
Nigga,
your fruitcake.
Good and Plenty is not the move for Halloween candy, my guy.
Not
like what are we doing here?
What the fuck is you doing?
Good and Plenty for Halloween candy?
And by the way, just so you know, I hate when kids come to my house for Halloween.
Sure,
but that's not the point. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna imbibe and do that shit. Get some good at. See, Marlon, let me tell you this. Marlon, I know you're not here right now, Marlon, but at some point you're gonna see this because I'm gonna clip it or something. This is the shit with you with the Lance cookies. All I'm saying is when me and Marlon lived together, right? Mm-hmm. When SmackDown was about to come on, both of us kind of worked a little crazy schedule. When SmackDown was coming on, we was going to need some treats in the motherfucking house. You get a jug of juice and some good-ass cookies. We talking Triple Hoy. We even talking Oreos. Some good shit. Don't come back in the house with them bar cookies, them Lance rolls and shit. The fuck?
Yo!
Pack a cheap cookie by some. Listen.
What
the fuck?
Yo, you went Good and Plenty over Mike and Ike's?
Right. Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Yo, that's funny. Yo, that is hilarious. Like, why would you get Good and Plenty for the kids?
Yo, Sarah said these dudes never trick-or-treated in my neighborhood. Like 1/4 of the houses give out like 10.
Oh my God.
No, that's abusive, B.
That's abusive. That's
I'd rather you not get candy from my house because I want to eat it. And also,
obviously.
I'm not. Listen, I'm glad this neighborhood doesn't have a plethora of children around here.
Right.
Also, as much as I hate Baltimore Avenue is definitely a deterrent.
Right.
Like, we're not connected to no other neighborhood.
Right.
There's a street that blocks us from all other residential shit around us. You know what I'm saying? But fuck that. Y'all
Good and Plenty.
I can't. Well, you motherfucker.
I've never I don't think I've ever willingly ingested. Like, I'm exaggerating, but I've never bought Good and Plenty before. I've had somebody give me some.
Purchase Good and Plenty, bro.
Never.
Picture me walking into the corner store, Mr. Lee up in there and shit. He eating that food that stink or whatever that shit is. I come up in that motherfucker and go, "Hey, yo, Mr. Lee."
You look past the Mike and Nags.
I look past Mike
past the Reese cups. You look past the Kit Kats.
Oh my God!
And you give me them Good and Plenty.
Give me a box of them Good and Plenty shits. That has never happened, B. Never, bro. I grew up in the era of penny candy,
bruh.
Where you go to the store and there's a barrel of Jolly Ranchers and shit like that for a bubble gum for a penny.
The little what they call it? The little chews.
The little
fruities.
Oh my goodness!
And you talking about some Good and Plenty? Good and Plenty.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you the issue with that too. The red flag is the name,
bruh.
They capping.
Yeah.
Nobody has to say that. Nobody
Off
else
jump.
Nobody has to say their shit is
Well, Mr. Goodbar.
okay. That's the outlier, right?
That's the outlier.
Right?
Yeah.
But most of them other candies don't have to say they good, bro. And these motherfuckers say not only is it good, y'all, it's a lot of Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Nah. Yo, that's a setup. That's a setup. At least Mr. Goodbar's $1. It's good a lot, y'all. Come get this shit. Nah. That's a setup right there. We're not doing that. Nigga, candy corn. Funny. That's a fucking setup.
Bro.
It's corn with his candy. You know,
like what? Why would I want that? Those two things don't seem to go together.
It's candy broccoli, y'all. Like, we doing that? It's candy squash. We doing that?
No.
It's candy beets, y'all.
No,
we doing
stop
that?
It. Stop it.
What the
stop it. Yo. That's fun. Yeah. So we just had to end the show on a ridiculous note because
we had to. That's
nigga.
We want to thank. Next week I'm going to talk about Spider-Man 2. I was going to bring that up, but anyway, we want to thank everybody once again for joining us on another Saturday morning dose of shenanigans with your Black Culture Geeks. We are the friendly neighborhood Black Culture Geeks. So also remember, just like SBJ said earlier, there is always music.
There is always
music.
Yeah, just the same. Just the same.
You know what I'm saying? New stuff, old stuff, it don't matter. Graydon dropped a couple of freestyles.
Indeed, he did.
If you haven't heard that, go check that shit out. Shit is fire.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always fucking music, right?
Yeah.
Also, my son dropped some music too.
Facts.
Go check my man Kente out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Big 9 milli.
Big 9 milli. Facts. Also, don't forget to check out once they get their shit up and running again. Heard it through the grapevine.
Live Monday.
You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to check out my man Jay the Nerd's channel. Don't forget to check out my guy Super Sci Guys, Metas, and Mutants. And of course, Majestic Comics. That's right. Go get your books. If you are someone that supported that previous Kickstarter and have not, please go check your Kickstarter message. If you don't have a message there, it's because your tier isn't up yet. But stay tuned and check it periodically so that you know when your tier is up, so you can go put in for your shits. A lot of cool stuff happening. I just saw the early sketch / ink work of the cover of issue 2. Yikes! Yikes! This book is issue 2 is going to be a monumental book because we finally introduced some characters I need. Yeah, these motherfuckers. Yeah. I've been waiting to introduce these people to the mix.
Right.
But yeah. Anyway, for my man SBJ, I am Stone the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.